Hello and good afternoon, one and all. A big meowdy. Thank you for the follow, by the way, to start off the stream. Hello, Ben. Hello, Vich. Hi, Chris. Hello, Selena. Hello. And thank you for the 54-month sub, 54-month streak. A true friend, indeed. I hope you're enjoying your air elemental themed hat. You'll be in and out, but you are here. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad to see you. Hi, Balfour. I think this is what the kids call Pog. Indeed. Hi, Spirito. Welcome in. Hi, Michael. That's okay, Balfour. You can put up your feet, kick back. Hi, D-Man. Welcome in. Familiar faces and new ones. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to kick off this stream other than to say, again, hello and welcome. Yeah, today we are going to watch a one-shot of Moonshine, Ben's new tabletop system that he's been developing. Chris also helped with the development. Selena and I helped with the playtesting, and also this one-shot that you are about to see. The one-shot lasts about 2 hours and 20 minutes. Only 32 people need to back the physical book to reach the goal. Thank you, Chris, for the reminder. I will update Nightbot. I will also have a live counter as we go. So you'll be able to see if anyone picks it up. And then we can update the total. But yes, yeah, the one shot will last, 2 hours, 16 minutes. And then we're going to watch a couple quick videos after that detailing combat and character development, switch that order. And then afterwards, Ben, and then maybe Chris and S, if they're around, will hop into Discord and we'll just yap about the game and the system. And yeah, tell your friends, because we'll be here for a while this afternoon if anyone wants to join. And all of the videos that you are about to watch are on YouTube. So it's if you just look up Moonshine RPG on YouTube, you should be able to find it from there. I don't want to say too much more about the game. I think it will speak for itself once we get started. Oh, 29 people now? Your math might be old? Okay, I'll update it. I almost wrote of just 329. No, we're doing much better than that. Yeah, we're like 85% of the way there. So this is really exciting. Okay. I'm gonna cut the background music and get ready to go live with y'all. Here we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a fun night of Moonshine, a new 1920s noir mystery tabletop RPG designed by yours truly. And today we're going to be running through a one-shot, a little mystery for my good friends, who are going to introduce themselves and their characters. But take it away.
Hello, I'm Jordan, Chow Jordan of the internets, and I'll be playing Edith Blythe, your resident medium and mischief maker.
Hello, I am Chris Sterling, aka Witch Girl, aka Dora Pandora, and I will be playing Casey Darling, reporter at large.
And I'm Selena Heinen. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm playing Richard Spade. Richard Spade, he's one son of a gun, if I do say so myself. And now pen. What the hee-haw heck is happening?
No anachronisms will be allowed here tonight, as you can see. So, we are going to play a little one-shot. These three characters, though they are about to meet, do not yet know each other. You are all living in the greatest city in the world, New York City.
Oh, where's this, New York? I thought this was Chicago.
It's New York, this one.
Okay, hang on. My voice has got to completely change. All right, hey everyone, it's me, Richard Spade. You're one sick son of a gun.
It's perfect. You are all doing whatever it is you do at home. For some of you, heavy drinking. For some of you, mysticism. For others, just keeping the shades drawn so that the mob doesn't find you.
It's cute that you think I have a permanent address. I'm currently doing some typewriting at a speakeasy.
Well, that makes this intro
room.
even weirder, but we'll roll with it, because a letter gets delivered to all of you. It says, "You are cordially invited to a night of unparalleled elegance and merriment by the distinguished Lyle Elliott at Sagamore Hill." You all will recognize many of the things that were just said. Sagamore Hill is a mansion sort of just outside of New York, formerly owned by President Theodore Roosevelt. And Lyle Elliott is sort of like a reclusive, very wealthy individual. He is known to throw lavish parties at his estate, but not attend them. It continues. Join us for an unforgettable evening of exquisite hors d'oeuvres and delectable cocktails to tantalize your taste buds. Music for a night of sophisticated revelry. Captivating conversation with fellow distinguished guests. Don your most dapper or elegant attire and prepare to be swept away by an evening of pure sophistication and frivolity. Overnight accommodations can be made upon request. And then it has a date and time. It also indicates with a phone number that a car can be sent if you are in need of transportation.
Well, this sounds like a mighty fun evening and has a certain air of mystery around it. May as well.
What do I know about this reclusive man? What would I roll for that?
Yeah, for your, knowledge, let's just do an investigation. You might not be investigating more than just your own memory here, but that's what we'll call it here.
Let's see, that is a 21 investigation check.
All right, so with 2 dots there, you rolled 3 dice and removed the middle one, and then because investigation is based on focus, which you have 4 of, you get to add that as well. So you end up with a 21, which is a quite good result in this system. In general, 15 is sort of like the break point for when you're starting to do quite well. And 25 and 30 are borderline impossible.
You're a god.
Yep. So that Lyle Elliott purchased Sagamore Hill from the Roosevelt estate and has redecorated it to his tastes. He regularly hosts large parties that the rich and famous attend. However, he throws one party a month where he invites a small group of people, none of which have ever been to any of his parties. This this party is the most exclusive and sought after, as it is the only one where Lyle himself appears as a guest. So at the larger parties, he doesn't appear. In these smaller ones, it's like he invites people that he wants to get to know for whatever reason. And it appears that, based on the letter, in part that it mentions accommodations being available. It must be for a smaller group.
Does
Very
he have
intimate.
any business associates or rivals or anything? Why did I go southern for a second?
Me.
Or rivals that I might have written a piece that was a little bit less flattering of?
You have probably written unflattering pieces about much of high society in New York at this point. So almost certainly there are people in his circle that you have allegedly libeled.
Allegedly.
You have not been convicted of libel. It is a very stormy evening. Rain is pouring down, and as you each drive or are driven up the hill, you can see the cars already sort of struggling as the road is getting slick and muddy, but you do all eventually make it to the top, and at around the same time, you all find yourselves together in the foyer. We see our 3 heroes tonight. We have Casey Darling here, the incomparable Madam Edith, and also Richard. You see that there are stairs here with a balcony going up around you, leading to an upper level. There are doors to your left and right, and then there are also doors sort of on either side of this staircase that you can see through. Some of you even see people. Richard, you have a good view of the back of this woman's head. She is dressed in sort of the manner of a New York socialite, and she appears to be roaming around the room to your north, admiring the art, where Edith and Casey can barely catch glimpses of this man and this man engaged in quiet conversation.
And for extra audio description, we have a heavier set man with a nice big hat and a thinner man, no facial hair, both chatting away.
In addition to seeing those individuals, you see each other, people you have not met ever.
I think I will go to the young socialite and hold out a cigarette.
So heading up into the room to the north, ignoring the 2 ladies in the room with you. Which is, that's fine.
Oh, I thought we were on the same room. Oops.
You are. You're in the same room with these 2. I don't think it is out of Richard's character to just ignore these
women.
2 women.
Well, one clearly doesn't want to be spoken to, and then the other looks a little woo-woo for my tastes.
Right, naturally. As you, Richard, walk into this room, you pass by another man. This man is slim with nice sharp cheekbones and styled black hair. He is wearing a black tuxedo with white gloves, and he has a tray of drinks that he is holding.
I will grab one.
Yep. And he starts to talk to you, but he's the help, so up to you whether you decide to listen.
I pretend that I'm listening.
Sure.
But I'm really just kind of like taken aback by that dame in the corner.
Yeah. So as you're walking by, looking at this other woman, he says, "Mr. Spade, thank you so much for attending the events today. Your host will be in here shortly, but for now, please enjoy some of the drinks on offer as well as some of the hors d'oeuvres available at the tables."
Yes, thank you, old chum.
And you just stroll on past up to this woman. Casey and Edith, what would you like to be doing as you first enter?
Well, Casey does see the help with the drinks, so she is going to grab a glass, and after she has that, she's going to kind of stick around and wait till other people kind of clear out, so she could kind of talk and get a little bit of info from the help.
Sure. And Edith, what would you like to do?
Well, I guess it doesn't look like anybody here wants to talk to me. I suppose. Now, and out of curiosity, would I can check for ghosts however many times I want, right? Or
It costs energy.
It does cost energy.
It does cost energy, but you can absolutely do a quick little check for ghosts.
I may need to conserve my energy because it is only the start of this evening, so I don't think I will look for any ghost friends to consult at this time. And maybe just follow suit on in for a nice beverage.
All right. So you both head over to get a drink from the butler.
I, at this point, do kind of, I'm like, okay, now that we're out of the foyer and not going to block it if anybody else walks in, do kind of like give a nod to Edith. The name's Casey. Casey, darling. Who might you be?
Well, that's a pleasure to meet you there, Casey. My name is Edith. And what brings you to this gathering here tonight?
An invitation, same as you, I would guess.
Sure enough. You look familiar, but...
I am somewhat recognizable. One might even call me infamous. I am a reporter, and I tend to pick fights with those who deserve a fight picked with, and that tends to be people of power, so...
Well, that makes you mighty brave.
My face is well known.
As you guys are having this conversation, Clifford will excuse himself and open this door where you can see there is a library, and he will close it behind him.
Oh, I'd love to chat, and I will catch up with you, but I did want to talk to the butler. I think he was a butler.
Well, I'm sure I'll see you later.
Yes, I'll see you later. Excuse me.
And you follow him into the library?
Yup.
All right. Richard, you are, sidle up to this, socialite.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do or say?
I pull out my cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
I put one in my mouth. And they're like, "Care for a smoke?"
She doesn't respond immediately. She sort of continues to look at a painting on the wall, for just a beat before turning to you and says, "It would be very appreciated, thank you." She has a Eastern European accent, thick. She will take a cigarette and, of course, put it in her mouth and sort of lean forward for it to be lit.
And I light it for her.
And she says, "It's a pleasure to meet you. I am Katerina Dalka of Romania." Which,
Romania.
to you,
What brings you
indicates nobility.
Noble. What brings you here in the greatest city in the world?
Oh, the greatest city in the world, New York City. Yes. I got tired of the old country and longed for what life in this city would be like. So I've been living in the city for a few months now, learning about what high society here has to offer.
Yeah, well, I hate to say it, but I don't think it offers much.
Well, perhaps it offers us different things. I've been fairly happy with what the city has.
I think what I'll do is I'll take out my peacock feather. No.
Right. Naturally.
Uh,
Yeah. Let's
Be
see
like-
if you can impress her.
oh no.
Go ahead and roll speech. Now, Richard Spade is not actually charming whatsoever.
A little bit.
He's got
I
3
believe
charm,
it.
but sort of no particular experience with speech. So with no dots, you're just rolling 1d20 and adding 3 to it.
All right, here we go. That's an 8 plus 3.
That is 11. And if you want to improve that further before learning the result, you can spend energy. You have 5. Each energy spent increases the result by 3, and you can spend up to 2 energy on any roll. So you could
Nah, I'll let it be.
you let it be an 11. Yeah, 11 is fine. So she doesn't seem put off by you, nor does she seem immediately enchanted. Edith, you see this conversation happening between Richard and Ekaterina. You see Morris and Roland at the opposite table in this sort of large dining area, and Casey, who has just slipped into the library.
I think that I'll go chat to those 2 gentlemen over there and find out exactly what they're about. See if they're friend or foe.
All right, and let's have you make a notice roll as you approach to see if you pick up any of their conversation, which is currently spoken fairly quietly. All right. 19 to notice is quite good. They appear to be talking about investments, like financial investments, and also make an empathy roll. Empathy is used both to make art, but also to get a read on people.
Ooh.
18 is still quite good. You can tell that Morris, in particular, the thin of the 2 men, is unhappy with the state of some of his recent investments. But upon seeing you approach, you are in sort of your psychic finery. And Roland elbows Morris and says, maybe you should have talked to her first. Bet you would have sorted it right out.
Ah, yes, well, you 2 gentlemen look like you've been having some interesting conversations recently. Maybe, seem like some bad luck has come your way.
Roland
Stop.
laughs. He's got this like hearty sort of throaty laugh, and he says, she read you like a book, bud. Name's Roland, nice to meet you. And he just elbows Morris, who is wayfish, and is like knocked to the side a little, and then tries to steady himself. And says, and this here's Morris. We were hoping we'd see more people arrive. Nice that there's more company.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you both. I'm Edith Blythe, and, sometimes I just, I have a way of knowing when people's fortunes have changed, and maybe yours will change for the better. But I guess we'll have to see how this night goes. You 2 been here before?
No. Obviously I heard of the place, but we're not, Morris used to be fairly wealthy, but neither of us have been, like, highfalutin enough to get invited to any of the joints here at the Sagamore.
Me as well. I wonder if there's some greater thread of fate, as it were, that's tying us all together tonight.
If you say so, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know anything about that world.
Well, maybe later I could divine something for y'all and help with your investments if that could give y'all a leg up.
Divine seems right up your alley.
Oh my.
And across camera panning through the wall into the library, you see Clifford is in there with a tray of drinks. There are many small, like, normal champagne flutes, and then one, like, over-the-top, gaudy goblet. Like gold jewels, entirely too much.
Like, Casey, though her parents weren't directly connected to it, her cousins are all like bootleggers and like mafia leg breakers and everything like that. So Casey knows a little bit about alcohol. If this is champagne, it's gonna taste awful if you're drinking it out of a solid gold goblet. Like,
Yes,
that's gonna be awful.
correct.
So is the goblet just for show? I hope it is.
The goblet isn't just for show, but it is a joke.
I hope he's not drinking champagne.
He'll drink a little out of it, but it was a gift from a friend, sort of making fun of his pompousness, and he decided to embrace it.
Wow.
Quite liked the gesture. So he always takes the first sip out of the goblet.
What a cherished friendship. I'm Casey. I didn't happen to get your name.
Clifford McCarty. It's very nice to make your acquaintance.
It's nice to meet you, Clifford. I wanted to actually ask you a couple questions. If that was at all possible.
Yes, naturally. I'm sort of at your disposal as much as I am Lyle's.
Why was I invited?
Well, everyone here has been invited because Lyle, has heard of them one way or another and has thought there would be an interesting person to meet. I think for you in particular, you have a brazenness in your journalism that many others don't.
I was expecting you to be polite and just say I had a reputation. I appreciate brazen. I'll take it as a compliment.
Yes, as you can see, he gestures to the goblet. Your host has an appreciation for the things brazen in life.
Well, if only my ex-girlfriend found me so charming.
Yes. Well, such is life.
Such is life. How do you enjoy it here?
Oh, I'm treated exceedingly well. He is, I mean, to be honest, when there aren't guests here, it feels more like living with a brother than with a, an employer. I am paid well, but I'm treated very casually. Of course, when there's guests here, we have appearances to keep up, I'm sure you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I know a lot about being able to divide your life between business and family. I'm glad to hear you're being treated well. Now, not to make you feel like I'm only valuing you as a source of information and not a person, because I think you're the person who knows the most around here, and frankly, I'm a little bit clueless because I haven't picked a fight with any of these people, so
Well, that's not why you're here.
Yes, but I don't. As a result, I'm a little bit on the back foot. So I was wondering, maybe if you could share a little bit of who's who.
Why don't you make a little speech check?
All right.
Trying to sort of get this information out of him.
10. Oh, I'm gonna spend an energy for that.
Okay, 1 energy.
Yep.
All right, and he will
So that becomes a what? 13.
13, and he is going to roll deflect socially here to see if he can beat your 13. 12. Good thing you spent that energy.
Yeah.
You see he is hesitant. He says,
Nothing that you're not comfortable divulging.
Of course. I think Lyle would prefer it be organic, but I can sort of give you the quick rundown. So the guests today who you didn't enter with are Morris Alexander, sort of the thinner, gaunt man. He is a high-risk Wall Street broker. He's made a lot of bets that have paid off for a long time. Recently, a bit of some struggle, but I think Lyle is very interested in how he decides to pick his portfolio. Then the other man with him is a man in your own field, a journalist, Roland James, who is he operates more in gossip than where you tend to operate, but has a way with words in his storytelling. And then, of course, the lady there is Ekaterina Dulka, who is a Romanian noble who has been ingratiating herself into high society within Manhattan.
Huh, then. How about Edith and the misogynist?
Yes, Edith
You know
is...
nothing about me.
I saw the look you gave me.
Edith is a highly intuitive woman who has... Lyle has heard of clients of hers who have found her art very convincing. I think he's interested to learn more about that. And then, of course, Mr. Spade is a man who just keeps succeeding. Despite everything. And I think Lyle is interested to learn what's going on there.
Succeeding is such a strong term.
He's the definition of never tell me the odds. And the
This man
Discworld.
squashed a cockroach with his party invite.
A
in his
million and one
bedroom.
chances succeed 9 out of 10 times.
Back in the main room, or I guess Casey, was that your last question before you head back into the main room?
Yeah. It's just like, well, thank you for the information. I assume that I'll be seeing you throughout the rest of the evening.
Oh, yes, I'll be in and out.
Okay. Well, you have a lovely time, and if you ever want to chat, I'm told I make good conversation by people who want to stay on my good side, so maybe that's the case.
Perhaps later in the evening when I have fewer expectations to do my job, which I probably should get back to.
Yes, after your boss nearly poisons himself with the goblet. Have a great night.
You too.
And walk back in.
Okay. So you head back into the main room. Edith, Morris, and Roland are chatting to you. You notice that Roland is sweating profusely. You don't know whether that's because he's nervous. It doesn't seem like he is, based on your empathy roll. It's possible he is just sweaty.
Is he
This
already
unlucky,
smoking?
sweaty man.
Sorry, what did you say, Chris?
Is he already smoking?
Yeah, everyone here is is smoking. It's
Okay.
a nightmare.
Well, if his cigarette is running low, I'll walk over and pull out one of
His
my
cigarette
own
is like
and offer-
soggy.
What the
It-
He's just so sweaty.
I want to roll an insight check on the sweat.
You can roll empathy on the sweat.
I won't.
Okay.
I walk up and it's just like, it's good to see a familiar face from a similar field. Can I give
Yeah,
you a
he-
new
he,
cigarette?
like-
Wrong one. Wrong one.
He like squints as you walk towards him. And he goes, "You're the one who keeps fucking with the mob, right?"
I don't fuck with the mob. I fuck with the cops, or rather, not the cops. I fuck with politicians, and had a
Who
little
do you think
scrap
the
with
politicians
the mayor.
are? Come on, wake up.
Yeah, they are. They're not the mob. They're the political machines that are basically the mob.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing, and they sell less alcohol.
6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
I have. Do I know what that means?
Means it's the same thing.
Oh,
Potato,
okay.
potato.
Okay, 6 in one hand, half. Oh, I see.
Yep, Casey's that math gif. she divides 12 by
It's
2.
just oh, I see. Can I offer you a cigarette? It looks like yours is.
Sure, I could use a fresh one. Ekaterina, Richard has sort of wandered away from you and is she's been going around. There's lots of paintings hung up in this room, and she's just been sort of going and admiring the paintings hung throughout the room.
As Little mentioned earlier, Casey is not bothering to hide the fact that she is a homosexual in this particular setting, as this is a party for the high and affluent, or at least the high and the people that the high and affluent wants to get to know. And she's like, look, if you're gonna dig up info on me, you're gonna find out that like anybody who's a little bit curious has probably had an encounter with Casey Darling.
For the record, Richard does not mind that Casey is gay. He loves it when women kiss.
Great. Thank you for
Speak as well.
your feedback, Mr. Spade. Clifford opens the door of the library and walks back out with the tray of drinks. The rest of you now see the tray with normal champagne flutes, as well as a like gaudy, bejeweled goblet. Lyle, your host, also walks out. He has like sandy blonde hair, a little bit older than Clifford, with a serious expression and a very fancy mustache. He takes the goblet, and Clifford sort of wheels the cart around, giving everyone a champagne flute. And Casey, as evidence that what he's talking about is true, there is one champagne flute left on the tray for him, so he's being included in the toast, which would be a little unusual for the help. Clifford like clears his throat now that everyone has their stuff, and Lyle raises his glass and says, I want to start with a little apology, as the roads have gotten substantially worse and the band will be unable to make it. So there is a piano in the parlor. If any of you know how to tickle the ivories, you're more than welcome, but I am sorry to say that our esteemed musicians will not be able to make it to the event. However, I am glad to hear that all of you have. I find each and every one of you fascinating individuals that I am excited to learn more about. And he will raise his glass and drink, as does Clifford, Richard, I assume Richard, Ekaterina,
Richard
Morris,
sniffs
and
it,
Roland.
and he does not want to drink it, but he will a little bit to be polite.
Yeah. It
He's a whiskey
is
man.
champagne from the Champagne region of France. Clifford will head this way and open a door to the south. Edith just sort of peeking. You can see it looks like it leads into a kitchen.
I just kind of keep an eye on Lyle and see how bad his face gets when he drinks that out of the goblet.
Yeah, Lyle will attempt to disguise his expression. A 12, not well. It's bad.
Was the room that the champagne was being poured in, was that a study?
It was like a library, yeah. Lyle heads over to just the nearest person, who happens to be Ekaterina, and the two of them start to talk about the art that Ekaterina seems quite interested in. Does anyone else have things that they would like to say, do, or accomplish?
So, Roland, I
Yep.
haven't seen any pieces from you lately. What are you working on? Do you have anything in the backlog?
I've been having trouble. I'm freelance, have been. And as of late, I've been having trouble getting publishers to call me back. So none of the rags seem interested in me all of a sudden.
Interesting. You're pretty good with words, from what I remember of your pieces.
Yes. I suspect, I say things about people that people don't necessarily want said. Sort of like you, just different. And it's possible one of them might have had connections to the New York rags that I didn't know about. I get the feeling I've been blacklisted.
Well, if you're okay with some less savory introductions, there are a couple that are not exactly in the Congress Library of Records that are still circulated and published. I can see if I can work out an introduction.
I'll take a rain check on that. We'll see if I get to that point. I'm not there yet. I would prefer not to take a long swim in the lake with some new shoes.
As long as you don't borrow money and not pay it back, you should be fine. It's not like you're actually joining.
Ain't that the problem with borrowing money? If you're borrowing money, it means you haven't been able to pay for something. So you've got a history of not being able to pay it back by borrowing money.
Well, that's why I'm not introducing you as a moneylender. I'm introducing you as a contributor to a publication.
I will seek you out if I decide I want to get involved in that way.
Sounds good.
Richard, anything you would like to accomplish, do?
I want to come over and introduce myself to Morris, but I don't want to walk past Edith, so I don't look like the long way around.
There's too many women right there.
Well, Edith is just spooky.
Edith is spooky. She's woo-woo. I don't trust it.
Yeah.
How about
So I
you?
just
I
go-
didn't catch your name, miss. Wait, no, I did. I briefly talked
Briefly
to you.
did.
That's
You didn't
right, I
catch
did.
Richard's name.
I didn't catch
Morris.
Richard's name.
Morris sees you walking around the table, gives you a bit of an odd look, but as you make it around, he says, I don't think we've met. I'm Morris. Good to meet you.
Stick out my hand. I go, Richard Spade. Nice to meet you, Morris.
He'll shake your hand. Roland will reach out to shake your hand as well since he's there.
Yes.
He is so
He
sweaty.
Did not talk to Casey.
He's so sweaty.
Roland is the sweaty one.
Roland is the sweaty one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I originally wrote down Morris.
No, Roland is the sweaty one. He's got a handkerchief and he's like pretty frequently just wiping his forehead.
It's probably rude to point that out.
It would be rude to point that out. It's not rude for me as the storyteller to point that out.
No,
but
no,
it would
no,
be
yeah.
rude for Richard.
Richard isn't saying anything, but he's definitely staring.
Yeah. Morris. He's got like, you know, like the upper lip sweat?
Yeah.
Like a little bead there. Morris says, what's your deal? What do you think got you invited to this shindig?
You know, it's hard to tell. Things have been a little different since the war. I keep running into people I met at some point, don't remember, can't remember much these days. So maybe something along those lines.
Well, good thing that we're done with those now.
Yes, thank God.
The last war, we've done it.
We did the Great War, and there shall be no other.
Mm-hmm.
We showed the Germans.
Yep. Correct. Yes. Edith.
They'll never come
anything?
back from it.
They'll never return.
Nope. Anything you would like to do, Edith?
She'll keep her thoughts to herself about how war is terrible, but it does mean good business for the mediums because a lot of people want to talk to ghosts if they may have lost someone.
Dark.
George,
That's why I'm
George
steering
pulling
clear of
from the
Edith.
actual real
Yeah,
life.
I now know why
experience.
Mr. Spade took the long way round.
His intuition, it turns out, is also very high scoring.
So you're just kind of just observing for now?
I'll just kind of sit there and mutter to myself, yes, war. Mm.
I'll keep looking at you, but it's like, just like a
I turn
like just shifty side eye.
I
Ooh.
kind of like turn away from Roland. Roland, it's been wonderful actually meeting you face to face, but there's a very interesting woman I want to find out about. I love artist types.
Oh, yeah, by all means. She's going to be more interesting than me.
Edith, would you like to
Know thyself.
join me?
He says, if I were more interesting, I wouldn't have to write about interesting people.
Why, yes.
I don't know what to
Have
say
you
to
ever thought
that.
about writing a novel?
I have. As he says that, and you start walking over to Ekaterina, all of you hear a loud crash from the kitchen. It is a hollow thud, followed by what sounds like a tray of something being dropped.
Casey's gonna go check that out.
Yep.
She's snoopy.
You see Lyle immediately excuses himself and starts quickly moving over there.
I freeze for a second. Loud noise. Big clash. Get a little shaky.
It is to the south. You heard it from down here, Casey.
Oh, whoops.
But I'll rush in.
Yep. Casey and Lyle both rush in, and you see Clifford lying on the ground, not moving, a tray of hors d'oeuvres scattered around him as blood starts to seep around him.
Where is he bleeding from?
He is bleeding from the head. And you could get more information with a investigation check, and even more if you have the medicine
Do I have
specialty.
medicine? I don't think I have
No,
medicine.
you do not.
Okay. A 19. I'm gonna use one more energy to turn that 19 into a 22.
All right. So, you quickly take account of the scene, you do see he is already dead. There is blood seeping out of his head, and you also see a bit of blood on the corner of this table. It appears he maybe slipped, hit his head on that corner, hit the ground, and quickly died. You also see that there, coming out of the corner of his mouth, is some like bile and some black liquid as well that you know it's not normal. You don't know what it is. You guys, Edith and Morris, you hear Lyle scream as he sees what's happened and he rushes over. Roland, you see him look, and then his eyes go wide, and you see him cover his mouth as you hear like a and he quickly excuses himself to the north.
Casey's going to move over a little bit to make it so Richard doesn't have to climb on the table.
Yeah.
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 I'd like to take a look to see if it's like any like wound that I would recognize. Does it like seem obvious that he hit his head on the table?
Yes. At this point,
Okay.
with, yeah, it seems like he has hit his head on the table.
Casey does just like, it looks like he hit his head, and also there's vomit's not normally black.
You think it was poison?
I don't know, but she kind of like tilts him on his side, and Lyle, I'm super sorry about this. How comfortable are you for anyone handling the body of your friend, employee?
He says, well, in what way? What do you mean?
She just kind of sticks her fingers in the corpse's mouth and like opens it to let the bile rain free.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like a little bit that's trying to like seeping out. He didn't vomit or anything. There is blood coming out of his mouth a little bit, but there's a little streak of black.
Huh.
Those of you looking around here, because of course this is not that combat will break out. It's usually quite optional in Moonshine. But those of you with a keen eye might notice pots and pans, knives, potential arms in this room.
I want to go back to the, back to where I saw him pouring the drinks and go
Yeah.
like poke around in there.
Okay, yeah, back into the library. So,
Lyle,
yes?
not to be alarmist, but would you happen to have any pistols in the house?
Yes?
Could I perhaps borrow one or even purchase one from you?
Are you suggesting you think that this was intentional?
Well, people don't normally cough up blood and then smash their head on the corner of a table after having, like, gone down, so...
He's a butler. There's no reason for anyone to want to kill him.
Jilted ex-lover? I don't know.
Here?
I know
Richard
absolutely
Spade.
nothing about Clifford.
Go ahead and roll either notice or investigation to try and look around the library.
Okay. Notice.
Did Clifford drain his flute entirely?
Clifford, yes, he did.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'll do notice.
Yep.
I have 1 in notice, so I take out the highest, most.
Yep, you lose your best die.
Oh, that's not great. Sinners.
Edith, anything you would like to do?
I don't know that I'm quite ready to reveal to people all of the true extent of my ghost powers, but I'm
Doesn't have
curious.
to be revealed.
Oh, okay. It doesn't have to be revealed. Well, then maybe I want to see if Clifford's spirit's still around.
I got a 10.
All right, a 10. I think looking around with a 10, you notice there is a staircase here as well. Just sort of like obvious stuff. There's a staircase that goes to the upstairs from the library. It is less obvious than the main staircase. And then sort of heading more into the room, you see that there is a door leading into what appears to be like a private study of some kind. Edith, how many, to what extent are you using your psychic abilities?
Yes, so I have up to medium 3. However, I will just be using medium 2. And for those of you new to the system, which is probably most of you, I will explain. For medium level 3, I can hold a seance to speak to a particular spirit and ask very direct questions, have a proper conversation with the ghost, but it requires an uninterrupted half hour. It's a whole ritual thing, right? But at a medium 2, basically I can, here, let's see. So I can see and hear nearby spirits for 1 minute. And if I have an object closely associated with one of the spirits, that spirit can hear you, give one-word answers and simple gestures in response. Spirits might not be truthful or cooperative.
Yes.
So
and
medium 2.
if you're using the Roll20, you can do a really cool thing where if you click medium, it'll pop out, and then if you click description, it'll show you all that. So, yes, you spend 2 energy to do this. The roll would really only be if for some reason there were a ghost trying to hide, which is not super common. Same with psychometry. Very rarely does an object attempt to resist psychic intrusion, though not impossible. So, you see a ghost hovering above Clifford's body, and it is staring with confusion past you. And when you look behind you, you see another ghost hovering behind Ekaterina, appearing to be like following her around. And the 2 ghosts are looking at each other. And the one behind Ekaterina, sort of, as you are, I assume, actually, before I'm gonna need a roll from Edith here.
Yeah.
Go either roll, you're not good at either of these. Guile or disguise.
Okay, I'll roll.
They're the same for you.
Disguise. Yeah.
Yep.
Roll.
Okay. Yeah. Casey, it looks like Edith has seen a ghost. Like, she has gone pale. And sort of as your supernatural vision starts to fade, the ghost hovering behind Ekaterina says, "Lyle." And then you see it fade away.
So, is the spirit in the room? Or, God, your southern accent is sinking into me. Edith, is the spirit in the room with us?
Well, yes, no. Well, Clifford was here. I didn't get a lot out of him. But I'll let you all know right now that there's more than one around here. I was not
Okay.
expecting that.
Okay. So what does that mean?
Well,
Were there more people murdered tonight that we weren't aware of? Lyle, you're not having a murder the helps party, are you?
No, I assure you I am not.
That's good.
well, I don't know anything about Lyle here. I know nothing about this ghost. I just know that there's been more than one here. Who knows when they could have died? Or who was responsible?
Edith, would you like to take a walk with me?
Yes,
Lyle.
the
About that gun.
Yes. You see him like start to move as if sort of like on instinct, about to tell Clifford to go get you the gun, and then stops himself and says, "I can go get you the gun."
Well, you just show us where. We'll come with you.
Sure, of course. All right. So who is going
maybe you
with?
were their real target.
Who is going with Lyle?
Casey.
I guess I am.
All right.
Better
and,
not leave you alone.
Mr. Spade, what would you like to do?
I'd like to look at, like, around the place where the flutes were. What's up over there? Yeah.
Yeah. With your 10 that you got, I don't think you notice anything out of the ordinary here, but you can continue to investigate around the house.
Open this door.
Yep.
One of the doors in the library.
Yes, you open the door and it leads into a very nice looking study. You see there is a safe in here, as well as another nice bookshelf. You see a chessboard and a typewriter. The safe is sort of built into like this side table next to a nice little couch.
Any vials.
You're looking for vials?
Vials.
You see a big bottle labeled poison.
Some vials of lies.
I've done it again. The luckiest man in New York City.
Do you want to make an investigation check while you're in here?
Sure.
Or notice? It's going to be the better one for you.
Yeah, I would love to notice something. So, I got 1 dot in notice. I'm rolling 3d12 and removing the highest. Okay, I got a 9 plus 2, 11. It's a shame I had to cut out an 11.
Yep. Well,
Those the breaks.
yeah, and those breaks mean when hypothetically, if this were more than just a one shot, when you get experience for the character, you might be motivated to go ahead and buy that second dot, which will let you keep your high die. You notice a stack of letters on the desk here.
I'll go see who they're to and from.
Okay. Yeah, you like start to quickly rifle through them. Can I get notice rolls from Casey and Edith?
Mm-hmm. I'm so good at noticing.
All right. With an 18, Edith, as Lyle starts to lead you into the library and towards his office, you hear someone rifling through papers in the room that you guys are currently headed towards. the papers that you are rifling through, you find several letters, but a few catch your notice. One is cleanly labeled being from the Pinkerton detectives. Another is and then another one that catches your eye is a very odd. It is an envelope that is like partially open, and you can't read what's inside, but you can see that the letter inside is constructed from cut newsprint.
Oh, like a serial killer.
Like a serial killer would. So you guys go in and you see Richard rifling through letters on Lyle's desk. Lyle says, Mr. Spade, is there something that you're looking for that I can help you with?
This in the library was where he had poured the drinks that could have perhaps poisoned him, and so I came in here, was looking around, started opening doors, saw this letter, this perhaps suspicious looking letter right here.
Perhaps.
Are you being blackmailed, Lyle?
He takes it and opens it and looks at it. And shows it and says, no, threatened, but not blackmailed. And it says, you ruined my life. I'll end yours.
You ruined my life. I'll end yours.
And he opens a drawer. And I'll say, Edith, I'll let your notice roll, quite good notice roll, carry over here. You notice, as he opens this drawer, you see a stack of letters carefully tied together with twine. And he closes it after pulling out a, of course, loaded pistol, because why wouldn't it just be loaded sitting in a drawer? That's normal. Who cares about gun safety?
Why have a gun if you're not going to have it loaded at all
Yeah,
times?
exactly. What's the point?
To kill.
That's normal unalive
as-
ideating rich man behavior.
Well, as gun enthusiasts would know, you should assume it's loaded. So, since you haven't checked, you should assume that this gun is loaded.
Casey is handed a gun and immediately checks.
Immediately shoots Lyle. Yes, it is a revolver with 6 shots in the chamber.
All right, she kind of gives it a spin, takes each out to like inspect it to make sure there's no obvious factory oopsie that would make the gun explode in her hand if she so needs to use it.
Okay, you think it's probably fine.
Okay. And then she just kind of puts the gun in her breast pocket on the inside of her jacket and then just kind of closes it. She arranges it in such a way that you would... It doesn't necessarily look like she has a gun on her.
Lyle says, again, I highly suspect that Clifford had any enemies that would lead someone to want him dead. It's possible. Perhaps he had a allergic reaction to something that he ate. It's possible. There's all sorts of things that don't require malice that could have caused this.
Lyle mentioned that you normally only have a sip out of the goblet and then you switch out for a
So
flute.
I am Lyle. Clifford is dead.
Yes, Clifford. Clifford
Yes.
mentioned... Clifford just seems like a much richer name. Clifford
Interesting.
mentioned that you normally have a sip out of your goblet and then
Yes.
switch over to something a little bit more
Yeah, for like the dinner.
suitable.
Yes, but just for the toast, I just have the goblet.
Well, I was wondering if it's possible somebody thought you were going to have that extra glass of champagne.
I really
But
think
how
if
would
someone
they-
intended to poison me, they would have poisoned the big, obvious, bejeweled chalice that I always drink out of.
That's
It's
true.
fairly labeled.
That's true. That is very true. Who gave you that chalice? Do they have any grudge
Oh.
against you?
No, I mean, I've been drinking out of the... I don't know why. He seems a little suddenly confused by the question, but he says, the Earl of Worcestershire gave it to me. Lovely chap. Hates pheasants, that man. Hates pheasants.
Clifford mentioned that you two were close,
Yes, very.
like brothers.
I don't know that I would quite put it to that extent, but I would say like friends.
I see. Is it possible someone did this to get to you?
I don't know why they would.
If they knew the depth of your
if they don't want
relationship.
to kill me, but just want me to suffer,
Yeah.
I suppose that I mean, someone would have to be. I mean, you have to be a monster to kill someone. You have to
Yes.
be, I think, an extra type of monster to kill someone for someone else's behalf. I don't know why those feel different in kind to me, but they do.
One's about killing someone, and the other's about ending someone's life to inflict emotional pain on the living.
Sure, I suppose, yeah, it's about the end that's trying to be achieved. Trying to cause me emotional distress seems like there's non-murderous ways to do that. Can I get notice rolls from everyone in the room real quick?
I have to cut
20.
out a 12. It's so sad.
So sad. Yeah, you gotta roll 2 12s if you want to keep it with 1 dot.
13.
Alright, Casey, you hear someone quickly moving around upstairs.
Well, I'm going to do my best. So, just as a thing, and just as a quick check, you're sure that he just slipped and fell? This wasn't murder?
I'm not sure. I just don't see any possible reason why someone would want my butler dead.
Should we call the authorities?
Was he dating?
Yes, we should probably. That's a really. Thank you, sir, for being sensible.
He
Yes,
wasn't
these
like.
women
I like your
really-
goingness. Yes, I will call the police.
He wasn't romantically
Leave it to women to
involved
get
with any of the
hysterical.
guests or any
Crying about
members of their
murder.
family or anything like
Not that I know of.
Okay. Well, somebody is rummaging around upstairs, and I am going to check on that.
Okay.
Casey goes upstairs.
I want to
Alright,
see what the other two
library
dudes are doing.
staircase.
Actually, what are the other guests doing? Why aren't they trying to
Yeah, if you step out
Useful.
into the main hall,
do?
you see none of the guests are there anymore. Everyone has left that room.
Oh,
Roland went to
okay.
vomit.
Yep. And Morris and Ekaterina have both made themselves sparse, as it were.
All right, I want to go looking for them.
All right. Is there any particular place you would like to go looking?
Let's see. So we were kind of all around the kitchen area, and so it seems like maybe the fastest place to go would be maybe the door off the kitchen. That looks like a pantry.
Yes, that is a pantry, and none of them are there.
No secret doors.
No secret doors.
Fine. And then
I'm not saying there aren't secret doors in the mansion, just not there.
just not in the pantry.
Yeah, Edith, you open up the door here. It appears to be like servants' quarters back
Okay.
here.
Yeah, I guess I just ran after Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
It's very suspicious that all these
Casey,
people
you're heading upstairs.
have run off. I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna just open every door I see.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. As you
Is
guys
this a
are,
note on the bed? Is this a diary?
it's
Or whatever that
empty.
is.
Seems like someone planned a journal but never got around to it.
Walk around.
So yeah,
the
you guys are
world.
walking around, opening doors. I'm happy to just do that as like sort of you guys quickly running around
Yeah.
through the servants' quarters. Can
Yeah.
I get either notice or investigate from both of you? Casey, you open the door, and you see Morris sitting in a chair that has been pushed into a corner, holding a shotgun pointed at the door, which is where you are now standing.
She immediately ducks around the corner. Jesus Christ!
He says, I overheard that you wanted to find a gun, so I found a gun, and now I have one, and if no one bothers me in this room, then everything's hunky-dory. It's all ducky.
You doing okay, Morris?
No! Of
Yeah.
course I'm not doing okay.
Yeah, the butler was murdered. That's not a... Okay, the butler died. There's a little bit of...
You wanted a gun.
I did want a gun.
Now I have a gun.
I am proud of
We
you
are
for
not
also
different.
getting a gun.
We are not different.
I am not calling you different any more than I like what I did. I just wasn't expecting to open a door and see you pointing a gun at it.
In the servants' quarters. I'll say you probably overhear this because there's shouting. Can I get those notice or investigate checks? You guys give
11.
me those. You got a 15, Edith?
Yeah, I sure did.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are looking around through the servants' quarters.
So many doors.
I know.
Many doors.
There would be. It appears that like he's the only person. Like, you imagine for larger parties there would have been more, people around for a small party like this. He just has like the house butler. So one of these, in one of these doors, I will move you guys over to it. You find, looking around, Edith, you are able to, it is the largest of the servants' rooms. You think this is probably Clifford's bedroom.
Okay.
Yes, so you have heard a little commotion upstairs and have found Clifford's bedroom.
All right, well, I guess we should see if there's any clues in here, so to speak.
All right, it has to be investigate here. We'll get back upstairs in a moment.
13. Rolled an 11.
20. Edith, you walk around. You see a closet of butler clothes, sort of in the same fashion as the dead man in the other room. And as your friend will say, Richard, is walking around. He's like sort of looking, walks around, looks like a man looking for his keys, and you hear like an odd squeak every time he walks on one particular floorboard.
Classic.
Have you got a little something funny in your shoe?
What'd you say to me?
I said, I thought I heard something. How about you?
I heard nothing.
Right,
Quiet as a
well,
church.
I think there might be something on the floor around where you're stepping. Do you mind just moving back and forth for me for a moment there?
Sure.
And yeah, in the most patronizing way. However, when you do start walking around, you do notice what has been pointed out, that one floorboard appears to squeak whenever you step on it.
but I will not admit that I hear it.
Right.
It's
Right.
still quiet at the church.
Why are your feet wet? I'm sorry. Hi, Finn.
Wow, you just love talking about people's
Wow.
feet today.
Wow.
Okay, I think she was just like roaming in the sink or something. She's fine. Anyway, we
She
can
didn't step in her
proceed.
pee.
All right. So, yeah, what would you like to do in this room?
I guess I'm
Since
gonna.
there's now a man gaslighting you.
I'm gonna ask him to pry up that there floorboard.
I mean, just to prove that there's nothing weird going on, I pull out a knife that I have on me, of
Yeah.
course, and just start prying
Yep,
it open.
Prying it open, and when you you do find it sort of hinges and opens up when you get that knife in there.
Hinge.
Yeah, you found it, Mr. Spade. You've discovered this hidden cache.
I really
Nobody else.
luckiest man in New York City.
And you see like those bags that are used to store suits?
Yeah.
There's one of those down there.
Look at this suit I found.
You did not find a suit.
Look at this
You
suit
found a
bag
bag
I found.
that would hold a suit, but it is empty.
The bag is empty?
The bag is empty. There's no suit in it.
Weird. Just an empty bag?
And since we're continuing the servants' quarters, Edith,
Yes.
you head into the bathroom. And in the bathroom, you find many sort of, expensive care products, soap, shampoos,
Pomades.
and even a little container of mustache wax.
Oh.
I knew it.
So.
And Casey, upstairs, you are around a corner negotiating with a very scared stockbroker with a shotgun.
Okay. So, Morris, if I tell you I mean you no harm, will you believe me?
Well, tell me.
I mean you no harm.
Roll speech. Unless you do mean him harm, then roll guile.
18.
18. He is going to roll empathy. This is not sort of opposed, right? Because he's trying to discern if you're telling the truth. Okay. He is a little out of sorts. Him doing worse is actually bad for you here.
Yeah.
And he says, "We can talk here."
Okay.
Unless you have nothing to say, in which case, close the door and be on your way.
You don't have anything that has happened recently that you would be worried about people trying to harm you, do you?
As you're doing this, Casey, you see Roland walk around the corner, sort of. He's what Roland would call running, but just barely.
Hi, Roland. Please don't.
I heard there's something going on here.
You should stop moving right now.
Okay.
You should
Don't have to tell me twice.
You should stand right there. Otherwise, you might be picking buckshot out of your corpse in heaven.
What's going on?
Some people are taking the situation badly. As understandable. Which is, understandable, given the fact that someone just died in a pretty oof way.
Edith and Richard. Edith, you find this container of mustache wax. So you have found the empty suitcase, or I guess that's a suitcase is a different thing. The empty suit bag.
That just
So,
sounds like
do
a
you
funny
reckon-
insult. Ah, you suit bag.
You suit bag.
So,
Do you reckon that Clifford maybe wasn't the butler after all?
did he have a mustache?
you can go back and check.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, you head back to look at the corpse. And neither he and, as you recall, nor did his ghost have a mustache.
No mustache.
Just as I suspected.
Did the other ghost have a mustache?
The other ghost did not have a mustache. The other ghost, you like got an image of his face, but he didn't have a mustache, and the only word he said was Lyle.
Right. Okay, so we have an empty soup bag and mustache wax for a man who doesn't have a mustache, so certainly something is afoot.
I think we better find Lyle.
I think so too.
Do, 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 do. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Ooh, last time I saw them, last place I saw them was the study.
Was, his, office
So
off
I'll
the
go see if
library.
he's still in there.
Yes, he is seated at his desk and reading through the correspondence. He says, bad news, I called the authorities. They won't be able to make it on account of the hill and the storm, but they'll be by tomorrow morning as soon as the roads clear up.
That's no problem for us, Clifford.
Second time you've done this. I'm Lyle. The dead man in the kitchen is Clifford.
Are you?
Either of you can roll empathy. I know how empathetic Dick Spade is.
It's
17.
17, and
I rolled a 2.
we'll see. Just for fun, Lyle will roll disguise. Do either of you want to spend any energy to improve your rolls?
Mine won't help.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, I think a 17 is pretty dang good.
It is good. This is going to be an opposed roll.
I think it could be worth it, and it is a one shot. So,
It's true. It's a one shot. So
can't
let me
take it
spend
with
an
you.
energy.
Yep, and there's no reason why you couldn't unwind during the murder investigation. Just spend an hour sitting down doing, some light reading. So
I was real curious
With a
about what you were
murder
gonna
of
say
fun.
after doing.
so you're spending 1 energy to make it a 20?
Mm-hmm.
Tie goes to the instigator. I think in this cases that is you guys. Normally the liar is the instigator. However, you have made the accusation, so I think in this case it's you. He says, and yeah, you can tell he is lying. You saw him. You could see Edith. Of course, Richard. Yeah, that you have no idea. However,
Oh, sorry to accuse you, old chum.
yeah. However, you are a strong-headed man with an opinion, so it's possible that you're not gonna change your opinion just because you think he might not be lying. Yeah, you, Edith, especially. This is Clifford.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Liar, Lyle, sorry there, my accent gets in the way sometimes. I find myself feeling a little strange, and I'm starting to wonder, what exactly are your intentions with having us here?
I invited you because the interesting people that I wanted to get to know. It appears our evening has been sidetracked in a quite tragic way. It's my dear butler, who I adore very much, Clifford, has passed on.
Right.
I would like to take a decanter that I assume is nearby.
Yeah, of course.
Take the decanter.
Yeah.
I drink some of it.
Yep, naturally.
I smash it.
Okay.
And I threaten this man.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so you take a little drink, you smash it against a nearby table, and
I guess intimidate.
this would be intimidate. And I'm going to give you a +2 bonus for being scary about it.
I hear the glass smash.
Yeah, you see Roland also hear it and look down.
Hey Morris.
How many murderers are in this place?
I was just gonna say, why don't you stay where? Well, come up, shut the door, put a chair under the door knob, and then just kind of stay in the chair you're in.
Which
after
room?
That, the room you're currently in. I will shut the door. And you can come put a chair under it, so you can be as nice and secure as you want to be.
All right, that's not how this room works, but go on.
Do you want to stay somewhere else, or would you like to come hang out with me?
No, I can. Here, I'll go into.
Because if you come with me, there will be 2 people who mean you no harm, both with guns.
I will go to one of the rooms adjoining this room that can actually close.
Okay. Barricade them all, please. Hi, Roland? Roland,
yes. He has gone into this room.
Hi, Roland.
Yes. Hi.
We should stick together, don't you think?
Sure, you just told me to do the opposite, but yeah, sure.
No, I told Morris to do this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Morris.
Morris asks you to shut the door, you?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, Roland will walk with you, and you guys head down to where the glass smash was heard. You're making your way down there.
So, I know this is dumb small talk that you're not supposed to do with writers, but we're in a bit of an oof situation. How's the novel going?
The novel's been sidelined.
What's it about? I'm legitimately curious.
Make a speech check. See if you can get this out of him in this weird moment.
17. I'll spend another energy.
All right.
20.
He says, it is about a odd love triangle.
Mm-hmm.
It does push some boundaries of society, as there is a non-heterosexual romance as part of it, but that's part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, as you guys are rushing down, Richard, you are holding out a shattered decanter towards Lyle.
I'm spending an energy to make that a 19.
Okay. Yep, he is going to... Elliot is going to roll deflect.
Is Lyle short for Elliot?
No, his name is Lyle Elliot.
Oh.
He gets a big ol' 13. What do you tell him?
Tell us what's going on here. We know you aren't Lyle.
Okay, all right. Well, but I...
Butler is who you are.
I could be Lyle. And that could be very good for all of you.
I have a quick question. So now that, Roland and I come down, what's Roland's reaction to hearing this very not quiet information that was just yeeted into the ether?
Roland seems intrigued. You can roll empathy to see if you can pick up more, but
Okay.
he seems intrigued.
19.
He seems intrigued and happy.
I see you're not wasting a good crisis, old chum.
Roland says, hey, a story's a story.
I was talking to Lyle.
Oh, yeah. So Lyle, he says, listen, he was going to leave it to me anyway.
Oh.
So
are you Clifford?
yes, however, I don't have to be. And if I'm Lyle, you all suddenly have a very wealthy, influential friend.
But you got that wealth through murder, didn't you?
No. I do think he was probably murdered, but it wasn't me. I just happened to greatly benefit from it.
But you were the only person missing when... Well, now, is he Lyle?
Well,
He was Lyle.
Edith.
Yes.
Edith, he was in the Lyle. Clifford
Where'd you come from?
from the back.
Yes. Lyle.
You or the real Lyle?
The. So I would like to. Anyway, yes, we'll say the Lyle, the original Lyle, liked to attend these parties as the butler
I knew it.
because people aren't real around him, and they are real around the help. So he gets to know people better by being the butler rather than himself.
Oh,
So
he
I am
knows I'm
tasked.
Snoopy as hell. Great.
Well, he's
new.
dead.
Yes.
But, so he would have me pose as him at these parties, and I would pose as, or he would pose as me, and I would pose as him, and then we just sort of go about our business.
But I thought you
I
didn't attend these parties. Or
These parties-
more.
These parties, the original Lyle did attend, just
In
as
disguise.
a butler. Correct.
Yes.
Um,
So if he leaves it to you anyways, you're going to be a very rich friend in the first place.
yes, I did not kill him.
Okay, so
But
it's
you
in his
think
will.
he was killed?
His will was recently amended, with most of the estate no longer going to me.
Now you know Clifford. That does not. You hear
I-
that?
Yeah, I hear that. I know.
Yeah, we know
Good.
Clifford.
It does not look good, but I didn't kill him. I was
Why did he change it? The will.
he he has had a former very close friend, man, neither of whom ever wed.
Just boys being boys, yes?
Yes, boys being boys, roommates.
Oh yeah, roommates.
And
So Lyle and I played baseball in the same league, is what you're saying.
no, you and Lyle did not. You were playing different sports.
League, same league.
Yeah, you're different sports. And
You got jealous.
no, I'm like you, Mr. Dick Spade.
Bridget.
I like gams and ladies. But
I'm gay. Wait, hang on. Hey, Future Ben, can you play the tape back?
I like gams.
No, that's
Ah.
the ADR.
Like games.
He says, this good friend of his and him had a falling out. That friend unfortunately fell into a deep depression and eventually died under unfortunate circumstances. It seems that Lyle learned that this friend of his had a younger sister and decided to leave most of the estate to her instead.
So he left it to family.
Yes.
Is the amount you're being left enough to live comfortably and well for the rest of your days?
Well, he's not getting anything left anymore.
I didn't kill him.
Well, you said he left most of it to other people. I'm assuming he's still taking care of you, right?
He changed the will.
He changed
So
Yes,
that you were no
yes.
longer in it.
No, I am still in it. I get a fairly comfortable allowance for the rest of my life, essentially.
Ekaterina is not secretly the sister of his...
I mean, that would be a crazy coincidence. No, I don't think so.
He just brought a bunch of people here to have a private gathering with, one of which possibly killed him.
I'm sure that wasn't the intent.
Was it
Anyone
not?
seen a Katerina?
Hmm?
Has anyone seen a Katerina?
Nope, none of you have seen a
We
Katerina.
haven't seen a Katerina. Well...
Well, if you guys want to go find her, do you want to
Morris.
find her or do you want to...
I found Morris. Leave Morris alone. Morris is having a panic attack.
Maybe.
No, I'm saying he is having a panic attack.
I mean, it's possible if you killed someone, you would have a panic attack.
Who's this speaking?
Roland.
I'm pretty good at sussing people out. Morris probably wasn't the one who killed him.
Okay.
It's a very bold accusation. How do I know you're not confused?
Yeah, he
Or
might
you're
be
not
confused.
caught up in the hysterics. It's a very confusing time for a young woman.
Ooh.
I want you to know you're having too much fun being misogynistic, and you should think about that.
It's therapeutic. I like to put on other people's, I like to walk a mile in someone else's shoes every once in a while to see
Yeah.
if it feels good.
Do you guys want to try and find Ekaterina?
Yeah.
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 One of us should stay here and make sure Clifford doesn't go killing anyone else.
Yeah.
Why I
Clifford,
started talking
Roland,
like
why don't
Professor
we all
Snape?
stay
Oh, no
together?
So I'm staying with who am I staying with?
You're staying with me. I need
gonna
help
come
watching
along.
Clifford,
Let's
of
all
course.
go.
Wait,
Let's
but then
all-
who's staying? Wait, Clifford is also coming along?
I think we should all move together because at this rate, we don't know who is safe and who isn't. So.
All right, let's all move together. So you guys start to move throughout the house, opening doors, looking around, and you eventually...
I direct everybody, ignore those two doors. Morris, it's just us walking through.
open this room. You see a room upstairs. Inside appears to be what probably was a bedroom at some point. However, everything is covered in white cloth. You see, you can tell from the shape, and that some of them have now been torn away by Ekaterina, who is in this room, are paintings. All of which in the same style as the ones in the main room that she was looking at so intently.
She's a jewel thief.
Yeah, you see she has a carpet bag, and she has the frame off of one of these and is rolling it up. And Blythe, you see a painting of
Who's Blythe?
Oh, that's me.
Edith Blythe.
Oh, I see.
You see a painting in here, a self-portrait, it looks like, done in the same styles. These other, you wouldn't say they're incredibly good. In fact, they're probably not good enough to be having the sort of frequency of display in a house like this. But it is of the ghost that you saw hovering behind Ekaterina. Like, you can recognize the ghost as the painter.
Oh my.
She turns to look at you. Like, all of you just, like, opening the door and looking in. And she says, "Has there been a problem? I was admiring the work in this room."
She says, shoving it into a bag.
I find it very impressive. This bag was in here with the paintings already in it. I was merely looking at them.
I go to a table in the corner
Yeah,
where I assume there's a decanter.
sure.
I take a sip of the decanter.
Yep.
Roland,
Yeah.
Do you think he brought you here because he heard about your homosexual romance novel and wanted to give you a publishing deal?
Maybe.
A homosexual?
Richard, you say a homosexual and shatter to the decanter. Roland says, "Are we sure that he didn't?" This is the second time.
I would never kill someone in such a cowardly way.
Okay. And I assume you're gonna, I assume you're gonna intimidate her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will. And I'll do that right now.
All right. What have you rolled on your dice?
See, I got 12 on the dice, and then I get, I think, +3. Like,
Yeah,
that
plus
might be
your
4.
plus your grit.
Yeah, plus my grit, so that's 4. So that's
16.
12 plus 4 is 16, and I'll put a little stink on it too.
All right, a little stink on it to make it a 19.
Stinky.
Yeah, again.
All right. Yep. Yeah. She takes a step back and she says, "Whatever it is you are trying to get, it's not this important. We don't need any more blood than we've already had."
How do we know you didn't kill the real Lyle?
What?
How do we know you
and
didn't kill them for the painting?
Edith, can I get I guess anyone
Oh,
other than Dick, who can't succeed anyway, roll empathy. He's not a particularly
I'm
empathetic
gonna roll it
man.
anyway.
13.
Roll it anyway.
Nat 20.
Oh.
Nat 20.
Wow.
Good luck. It's a D12.
Nat 20.
Oh.
5. Casey, she does seem genuinely confused that, like, by, like, the real Lyle, like, she doesn't seem to understand what is being said
Okay,
here.
so she was confused. I turned to Roland. Roland, why were you happy to learn that Lyle had died? It was Lyle
What?
that died instead of the... When you found
Oh.
out that... Like, what's
Yeah.
the deal there?
It's interesting.
Mhm.
All right, I've got a journalistic career that's in shambles,
Uh-huh.
and I mean, the butler switcheroo.
Yes, but
I don't know.
you're not...
That'll sell.
But you're not being published right now. Like, at most, I'll write the story. And
Well-
I could give you a writing credit on it, but
No, I'm gonna write the story. I can give you a writing credit on it.
who's going to publish you? Because you said you've been burned.
Not when I bring this. Like, there's only so much juice that they can turn down.
If we both write the same article, and you having your way with words, but also being burned by someone powerful in the publishing industry.
I will pay you both a large sum of money to not write this story. Or, even better, to write about how weird it is that a butler got killed. The butler got killed. Lyle is fine. Lyle, and then perhaps a little article about how fine I am.
You know, if this is a party invitation that anyone would kill to get, perhaps it can be my night with Lyle. A night on the town with Lyle. Little.
I guess I
puff piece.
haven't really interrogated Morris. There was just kind of the look.
Yeah, really sort of, he pointed a gun at you and you decided he wasn't the killer.
Yeah.
Roland says, well, I mean, I'm not opposed to being just paid to not, I mean, I normally get paid to write stories, which is work. Being paid to not work seems better.
That's dang near un-American.
Kami.
Kami.
Roland.
No.
I
He
pull
says,
out
hold
my
on. No. The commies work to not be paid.
I grab a chair.
You shatter it.
I take a drink.
Yeah.
I shatter it. No. I do. I go to reach for the chair, but I don't. I don't drink
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
That'd
you
be
just had a
silly.
drink that you
No.
drank and then shattered the chair.
Yeah. He says,
Always.
listen, if someone's gonna pay me to I'll get a payday. Frankly, I need a payday. I've been having trouble getting published.
Okay.
I literally this evening offered you a job, but
Yeah. With so many strings attached. Nooses sometimes.
it is like so easy to not piss off people. Not piss off people
That's
that
an interesting thing for you in particular to say.
not piss off people that can have you dead in a river by the next morning.
Ekaterina peeks around the corner and she says, "It seems like there is a lot of stuff going on."
Well, and speaking of a lot of stuff going on, before you decide to dash away, I have a question for you. Do you know that you have a spirit surrounding you?
No?
Well, you know now.
Okay, well, thank you for the information. It seems like what I'm trying to do here,
Which
take paintings that are not on display, is small beans compared to the rest of things happening. Can I just continue with my stuff here?
Sure.
All right,
but
thank you.
You'd think you'd have a little more
Hey,
concern,
Katerina,
but I
just
digress.
real quick. Can you just look me in the eye and tell me you didn't kill the butler now known to be Lyle?
Sure. I did not kill the butler now known to be Lyle.
Shoot.
And
Tell him.
you can
Tell him the truth.
you can roll
Here
some
I go.
empathy.
An 11.
Some empathy.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, let's go. All right. She will roll guile, whether she needs to or not.
This woman
26.
is one of the best liars in the world.
She is very charming with 3 dots of guile.
Does a 5 beat that?
No.
Great.
Alright.
Glad to hear it.
Okay.
Roland, did you kill the butler now to be known as Lyle?
No.
Jesus Christ. A 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll a nat 20
Mm-hmm.
with a 6.
Mm-hmm. A 22 from Roland.
Edith?
Oh, sorry, that is an empathy roll, not a guile roll. Guile, a 10.
Oh, if I had just spent an energy!
Well, that
Edith,
leaves...
Edith, help me out. Help me out with
That-
these lies.
that leaves...
Oh yeah, sorry. What? I'll do a
That-
guile roll.
That leaves...
Empathy.
no, empathy.
No.
That leaves
Oh.
either Lyle or Morris.
14.
Roland is not being straightforward.
Are we supposed to clear the killer just because 2 women seem to think that they didn't do it?
Yeah, you guys hear the sound of Ekaterina continuing to take frames apart and roll up paintings.
Of all the things that have happened today, that's the least upsetting.
Yeah, she has sort of picked up on that, which is why she is continuing to do crime just fully publicly.
Once you get caught, you gotta stick your guns.
Speaking of stick to your guns,
Oh.
I am going to need force rolls from everyone.
Oh, boy.
Ay.
I'm going to spend 2 energy on that
Where's force?
for
It is the second grit skill on the
I
left.
see.
I will
Uh,
spend 1 energy on my 10.
Okay.
Okay. A 2 energy for me to get to 17.
Yep.
18.
All right. None of the other NPCs are gonna roll in. Just Roland in. 18 for Richard, and I think you've got the tie break. Casey with a 17, and yes, Roland rolled a 15. NPCs get energy too. He spent 1
God damn
to
it.
raise his up to a 15. The sort of guidelines that NPCs, unless the DM has a really good reason why they would be completely fresh for the day, should have half of their energy available.
Ben, as somebody with pistols 3, do I get a bonus to my initiative? Am I remembering
you do.
that?
You have quick draw. You get your dots of pistols added in, which I believe bumps you up to a 20. Yeah, if you have 3 dots of a weapon, you get a fun little perk. And for pistols, it has 2 really nice things. First, it lets you add your pistols to initiative, and Moonshine combat is very fast. Often the first person to get hit is done. The only exception is like boxing matches where you have like 2 big burly dudes hitting each other with the lowest damage weapon, just punches. In addition, pistols, if you are firing at someone who has not yet acted in combat, they take their passive evasion, which is not high. So, Casey, you are first. You see Roland reaching into his coat for a pistol.
I shoot him in the knees.
All right. Do you actually want to make a called shot, or do you just want to shoot him? You are just targeting his passive evade, so the it won't be super high.
What's a called shot?
Yes, there are a few different types of called shots. They add extra effects to the hit, but give you a penalty to the attack. A called shot at the leg, which is one of the options, is a -5 penalty to the roll, and it reduces how fast they can move for an hour. A called shot to the arm gives them a -5 penalty to anything using that arm. A called shot to the head is a -10 penalty and does 3 extra damage. And a called shot to the hand is a -10 penalty that makes it so they cannot use objects they can't hold objects in the hand, and anything they try to do with the hand has a -10. Or you can just shoot them.
I will. Casey does not want any more involvement with the cops, and killing somebody would get her a lot of involvement with the cops unless everybody gets really cool about a lot of things real fast.
Okay.
She is going to put the gun as fast as she can, like directly against Roland's eyeball. Dare me. Touch your gun, and this bullet goes through your head.
All right, go ahead and roll pistols with that -10 penalty. This is essentially to pre-target the head for a shot.
Okay. And do I get anything plus for sniper? I have a specialty in sniper.
I think sniper does just give you a flat bonus to ranged attacks, which even though you are in melee, this is. I will double. Actually, click sniper.
Oh yeah, I can just click sniper, huh?
Yep. Double range, and you add 2 dots, so you've got a 9.
Okay, so 9 plus another. What happens if I run out of energy?
If you hit 0 energy, you become tired. For all future rolls, you take a -5 penalty, and you cannot unwind anymore that day.
Okay. Because that's 9 plus...
You could make it a 12 with 1 energy.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it. How high do people's evasion normally go?
So the way passive evasion is calculated is you take your stealth, and then you add 3 for each dot of evade you have. So passive evasion, if someone is like extremely evasive, let's say they have 3 dots of evade and like 5 stealth, that would be a very high passive evasion of 14. So like 14 is very, very good passive evasion.
Okay, I will spend 1 energy
To make it a 12?
to make it a 12.
All right. You beat his passive evasion of 6.
Oh.
3 stealth, 1 dot of evade. Yes, you have a gun to his head. It is Richard's turn now.
Richard, would you be a dear and take this man's gun away from him?
Can I do that? Can I just
Yeah,
grab
absolutely.
this man's gun?
Yeah, I would just call that a grapple, just to grab the gun away. So for a grapple, if you just want to tackle and grapple someone, you roll force, and he can roll either force or evade.
Okay. Sure. I have 1 dot of force.
And he's got 1 dot of evade. He will be spending 1 energy on this roll. So I'm going to wait to roll mine until you do yours. I'm just pre-declaring he's going to use an energy basically no matter what here.
And I'll put one on it too. So
'Kay.
that's 17.
17? All right. 17.
Nice.
You, my good sir, are the instigator. An instigator wins ties. So you are able to... he, like, tries to push your hand back, but he's, like, trying not to move too much. He's got a fucking gun to his head, and you're able to wrestle his pistol away.
Incredible.
And then, just for fun, you guys also notice a coil of piano wire fall out of his jacket when this happens.
Jesus Christ.
And people say I'm violent. Just kidding. They call me the luckiest man in New York.
New York City!
Hey,
Oh,
Academy.
no. Okay, no, wait. Rewind.
Yeah.
Can you just come grab something for me real quick?
What do you need?
Can you just grab this? Casey, like, kicks the piano wire.
Can the butler get it? And she goes back to paintings.
Okay. Well, the piano wire is now in the painting room.
Yeah, Lyle will go over and pick up like one hand, pick up the piano wire.
Fingerprinting doesn't exist yet.
No, but he doesn't want to be touching a weapon regardless.
Yeah. Roland? How many ways to kill someone did you walk in here with?
One.
Well, we know that's not true.
Is it okay? Was it the poison? Was it the piano wire? Was it the gun?
All right, I did it. I walked in here with a little bit of poison.
Uh-huh. What did you have against the butler?
I didn't have anything against the butler.
Okay.
I'd met Lyle.
Oh.
I knew the switch up from the start.
Oh.
And yeah, I killed him. And I don't regret it. He didn't want my book getting published, and he decided to ruin my whole career because of it.
Then why did he invite you here?
I think he forgot who I was.
Is it possible he wanted to give you a book deal now that
I
his
hope
lover
not.
was dead?
I hope not. I really hope that's not the case.
Clifford,
Yeah.
did Lyle say
Sorry.
anything about?
I prefer to be
Lyle.
spoken to as Lyle.
Okay, Lifford. Did
Neither of our names.
did Lyle invite Mr. Roland here to this house to give him a book deal now that his
no.
partner was deceased?
He was not. I mean, I'm not directly involved with all his affairs, but I understand he was interested in some of Roland's past writing and was interested in what he was up to. And Roland says the novel was written under a pseudonym.
Oh.
But he hired a PI, and it's possible he just sort of passed this shit along without even looking at it.
That's possible. It's also the funnier, more tragic conclusion that he did remember who you were, and he was here to give you a book deal.
Probably not. The book is highly based on events in his own life, and I don't think he wanted any of that getting out. Katerina walks, or excuse me, pardon me, with just so many paintings. Says, I'm just going to put these in my luggage.
Here, let me help you with that.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Luckiest man in New York City makes a move to get lucky.
So, you steal paintings often?
No, not frequently.
Oh, look, I've ended up in a bedroom. Who put me here?
You said you followed her to help her.
Oh, okay.
Her luggage is here, and she is.
Women, these guys.
The door just shuts behind Spade.
Fade to black. You say that's why
Yes.
they call me the luckiest man in New York.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, over in
Some
the
rap on Richard.
over in the rest of everything, he says, Lyle says, perhaps we can just make this all go away.
So what? I kill him and we pretend like you were Clifford or you were Lyle the whole time?
No. What if we just look the other way? I use my connections to get him unblacklisted, maybe put in a good word for some publishers of the book, and I can pay all of you a handsome sum to just sort of mum's the word. My butler tripped and hit his head on the corner and tragically passed. Very sad.
And what about his partner, his lover's family that he left everything to?
I could, perhaps I leave them. I rewrite my will to leave them what was going to be left to me instead. So they'll still get a nice monthly allowance, make sure they're comfortable. But I continue to live in my home and maintain ownership of it.
Well, this day and age, I could always use some money, so...
Casey hates everything about this.
And Ekaterina can take as many paintings as she wants. I probably would redecorate anyway. Not too much, because that would be suspicious, but a little.
Casey still has the gun. Casey's like, I don't...
Fucking do it.
Casey is...
I'm getting into some hanky-panky.
Richard is
Downstairs.
already...
Richard, there's big, like, noises at beginning too, and, like, Richard's like, if you're gonna do it, you broad.
Yeah, I mean, Richard, you can see her shoulder in there. It is
Yeah.
heavy.
You're in.
Yeah.
You're so in.
I don't hear anything.
You are to shoulder base, where you can see a woman's shoulder.
I hear fucking nothing. I'm with a beautiful dame. Melting in my arms.
Man, this would have been easier if I just pulled the trigger on you instead of trying to stop you.
Well,
Hey, Lyle.
yes. How can I help you?
Sorry, hey, Clifford.
No, Lyle, please.
You still get to live here, and you still get that allowance,
Mm-hmm.
and you're still set for life.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do with Lyle's money?
What? No,
Like,
I would
what-
lose. I would not get to live here.
Then work out a thing with the new owner.
I think you should kill him. The bastard murdered my good friend and butler, Clifford. I think you should put him in the dirt.
Roland immediately getting, like, shafted.
The big sleep.
The big sleep.
Well, Roland, what do you think?
Do I think you should shoot me? No, I don't think you should shoot me. Any input, Edith?
I already said earlier that I'm not opposed to walking away with a little bit of money and comfort
And an influential friend.
and an influential friend.
I know important people.
So
And they know me, which I'll have to work that out, but
as long as nobody else gets hurt any further, and
right.
you know,
Other than, Roland maybe gets shot.
no, I don't think Roland needs to get shot so long as all parties are taken care of well here.
Sure. But the woman is holding a gun to his head still.
Well, I could give her a stern look. I see benefits for all of us here.
How much does your publishing gig matter to you? How much does this matter to you?
What do you mean, the book?
The book, your ability to write all of that.
It matters quite a lot to me. Enough to kill over.
Casey shoots him.
All right.
Okay.
So let's see how damage works. So, a pistol by default does, I think it is 4 damage is sort of the base damage for a pistol. Yes. You have 3 dots of pistols, which means it does 6 damage. And we are sort of doing a head called shot.
Gun
at
is
the head.
directly against the man's eyeball.
Yep. Which is another 3 damage. So we are looking at 9 damage on this shot. He gets to roll resilience. He takes a -5 penalty because it is a small firearm. He does have 1
Does
energy left.
Does sniper increase damage too?
No,
Just to wound.
assassin
Oh,
does.
okay.
12. He spent 1 energy to make it a 15. -5 means he reduces 1 damage, making it do 8. Fun fact: that is the highest possible health that someone can have in this system. So he is down in an instant.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Does anyone want to do anything about that?
I could look to see if there's another ghost, but I'm feeling kind of tired. I think.
And Lyle says, and I have just witnessed you murder someone in cold blood, so maybe we just work this out then.
He was going to shoot me and kill me since he knew about the murder.
Okay, if you say so, you can bring that up to a court of your peers, or he shot himself out of guilt after killing an innocent butler.
There you go.
How about we amend a few things?
Hmm?
Lyle's will remains unchanged. In terms
Why would
of,
I do that?
In terms,
Why would-
listen to me. Lyle,
Uh-huh.
Lyle, look
Yes,
at me.
Lyle. Yes.
Your will remains unchanged.
My will.
Your will.
My will can remain unchanged.
Your
That's
will
fine.
Remains unchanged. And
There will be one editor, Clifford, who is dead now,
Yes,
will not
Clifford,
receive
who is
anything.
Dead now will not receive anything, but
Mhm.
you will take on every obligation that was Lyle's that he was going to do. You're going to take care of his lover's family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Happy to.
All right then.
All right.
It's nice having a friend in high places.
It sure is nice. If you give me your information, the three of you, I don't know what's going on with Morris, but I think we can cut him out of this thing. Katerina seems perfectly happy just to take the paintings. I'll go ahead and just wire each of you. What, I don't know, 5,000 seem good?
Sounds
that is-
lovely.
Yeah, a
Rich man.
huge amount of money, almost 100 grand in today's money.
5,000 or 10,000?
5,000 is almost 100 grand in today's money. That is more than any of you make in a year. So, like, you guys probably, each of your characters sees maybe, like, at most, maybe 3,000 a year.
Casey sees none of that. Casey
Yep.
Casey gets paid in we didn't tell the cops where you were.
Yeah. So, and I can look into the accounts, figure out what's good, and we can talk. However, I did just watch you murder someone, so we both have a little on the other now.
This is true.
So, I think we'll have a very, very interesting relationship, Miss Casey, darling.
That we will, Mr. Lyle. What was Lyle's last name?
Elliot.
Mr. Lyle Elliott.
Yes, indeed.
Indeed.
So, suppose you all be on your way.
I
I'm
suppose
In the
not
so.
in
morning,
this room.
when the roads
In the morning when the roads are clear, it's
And
going to be an
and
uncomfortable night.
and the police arrive because you called
Yes, correct. Because my butler died, I will be happy to report that we all watched Roland confess and shoot himself.
Fair enough.
them. How forensics?
Forensics is a specialty. It is a budding science. If a wealthy person, like Lyle, says he saw this, like,
Down on his luck record.
defamed journalist
Yeah.
shoot himself, people will be like, great, awesome, case closed, thank you.
The angle doesn't make sense, but we don't care or know that the angle doesn't.
Or
make
know
sense.
about the angle not making sense.
Okay.
All right. So you guys have
And
a
Richard
lovely night.
plus.
Some of you more lovely than others, as Richard and Katerina even touch hands. And in the morning, the cops show up.
Casey's
All of
gone.
you. Casey is gone by the time the cops show up. That makes sense. Ekaterina is probably also gone by then too, with her she's got her suitcases, which you now, at least Richard would have observed, she had so much luggage, all of it empty. She came here with the full intent of just taking so many paintings.
Wow, what a woman.
And the cops talk to Lyle, who explains what happened, that Roland got in a fight with the butler, shoved him, butler hit his head and died, and Roland, stricken with grief, shot himself.
R.I.P.
Thank you all for playing. You've solved the case and come out of it. One of you is a murderer, one of you as sort of an accomplice, and one of you unaware on account of a woman's knees.
Ayo.
All right, 1 second here while I reconfigure to the. This one.
Designer of Moonshine, and we're going to be building a character today. This character is a suggestion from the Moonshine Community Discord. There will be a link down below if you want to join that. We have a fun time there. I'm going to be building myself today. First thing is first, we are going to be building this character using the Roll20 character sheet, which is amazing. It has so many nice features that make gameplay on a virtual tabletop so smooth. And then we've got our rule book available as well. We're going to be sort of going back between the two as needed. So first we're going to fill out the ID. So the character is Ben Goldman. The concept is going to be Ben Goldman. And the player, you better believe it, that's going to be Ben Goldman. So next we're going to fill out our attributes here. These are grit, stealth, focus, and charm. All of this stuff below it is based on those stats in these nice columns. So I need to pick one of these attribute packages. They all add to 12. Like, the math behind this is just they need to add to 12, and the lowest you can have is 2. Another way to think about it is you start them all at 2 and then have 4 points to add. In the end, it just seemed like the simplest way was to show the 5 available packages, but you can align them however you want. So I think I am gonna put 2 into focus because I'm gonna lean into my ADD for this character sheet. I think I'm gonna go 3, 3, and then 4 into charm. So that is my base attributes, and you can see that has set my health to 6 and my energy to 6. Health is just grit plus stealth, and energy is focus plus charm. Unwind, this is how the character relaxes after a long day. A mental character might want to read a book or play a game, do a puzzle, do art. A physical character is going to want to go for a run or hit the gym or spar, play sports. And a social character would want to go to the bar or call a friend. I definitely am mental unwind. When my battery is out, I just want to sit down and do puzzles or play games, basically, or make art. All right, so that is all set. So the next step is to spend XP, which seems like a fairly daunting task, but I have a really nice way to handle it. I'm also going to be building myself as a 25 experience character, which is fairly standard. What I like to do is actually to start with the psychic and specialties. they have prerequisites. If you hover, oh, it doesn't show it. Dang. Well, take my word for it. If you hover on the Roll20, it will show the prerequisites, and if you click, it will show the prerequisites. My big head is in the way. Let's click that again. So you can see it shows the prerequisites here. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by taking the specialties and psychic abilities that I have in real life, seeing what the prerequisites are, grabbing those prerequisites, and then taking those. And then once I have dots in all of those, then I'm going to start peppering experience where I want it to be. So, first things first, I do not stop yapping, so I'm going to need Pontificate. And on Roll20, it also says what these do. So, Pontificate is really cool. It lets you spend energy on social rolls, and even with 1 dot, a little bit over half the time, get 1 energy back, which is really great for someone who wants to be pushing a lot of rolls in that sort of category of social rolls. So for that, I need speech and resilience, so I'll go ahead and take 1 dot of resilience and 1 dot of speech. And when I do that, you'll see Pontificate lights up on the sheet, and I'll grab my 1 dot of that. And you'll see down here it is counting the experience, so I don't have to worry about it. What other? I think I want Moxie. That is speech and force, so I'll grab a force dot. Moxie is hilarious. You can get away with minor social taboos and even praise for brazenly bending social norms. You can roll speech or intimidate against a challenge roll, and the difficulty of that roll is determined by the severity of the taboo. So you can, basically lets you get away with being a little stinker, which I frequently am. Alright, performance. If this were in high school and I was a band kid, I would definitely do that, but I have lost my chops, so studious, not really, not as much as my parents would have liked. Definitely not law, forensics, or sniper. I think those might be the only specialties I have. And psychic abilities, I do not have those. As much as I have tried, I just don't have any of them. You know what? I am gonna do cold read. I think I did some research into that, and I think I am okay at it. So for that, I need notice and empathy. So notice right there, and empathy right there. And that could let me take performance as well, so, you know, I might consider it. So I've spent 11 experience so far, so now I'm going to go through athletics. I will give myself 1 dot of that. I am okay at sports, but that's as far as I'm going to go. Force, 1 seems fine. Intimidate, 0 seems fine. Resilience, 1 seems fine. I'll give myself 1 in sneak and 1 in evade. Do I give myself 1 in disguise? I don't think so. Drive, definitely 0. Fix, I am like the least handy, but still able to get it done, so I'll give myself 1 fix. And I'll grab 2 investigate. I think I am more... I might up that to 3 later if I have the experience. I think I'm fairly good at, digging into a problem and trying to get to the bottom of it. Deflect. Socially, I'm okay at... Actually, socially, I'm great at deflection. I'm extremely good at deflection. So I'll go ahead and do 1. Guile, I think I can be a little sneaky, so I'll do 2 in Guile. I think I just might go 2 down the line here. So you can see I've gone over in experience. I can take some flaws to shore that up. And luckily, I do have flaws, believe it or not. So we can go back to the book here and go down down to flaws, and we can see sort of what the available ones are. Taking any flaw gives you 2 extra experience to work with. This one's pretty easy. I do have asthma, so I have added asthmatic. So I've got that flaw, so you'll see my experience count went down by 2. And then leaning into the ADD, I'm also going to grab impatient, because I am not particularly patient. Do I want to take a 3rd flaw? Bad sight, maybe. Like, it's not great. It's definitely going. Blunt, no, I don't think I'm blunt. I am not clumsy or fawning or gullible. I'm impatient. I think my pain tolerance is, like, okay. It's not great, but I don't think enough to give me a flaw. Luddite, I don't think so. I think I'm okay with tech. Marked, I certainly hope not. Recognizable, I don't think so. Ooh, sleepy, yes. Yes. Sleepy. That is me. Alright. So I'm asthmatic, sleepy, and impatient. And that means I have 3 more experience to work with. So that could let me take 1 dot of a psychic ability, of which you can see at this point the character qualifies for everything other than hypnotism. But I'm not psychic. I could take, like, 1 dot in an ability I don't have, and I'm not even looking at weapons. I have no martial training, so I don't know how to use any of these. Which is fine. Characters definitely do not need to be combat capable to be useful. This is not a combat sim, so there have been many times where characters have been completely useless at combat, but incredibly helpful to the party as a whole. I think I am going to do what I said earlier. I'm going to take that 3rd dot of investigate, and that will get my character sheet built. Standing, I'm just going to go... I don't think I have any fame. I have 3 dots to spend. And I think I have some contacts. I am probably doing better financially than I am at networking. So that is going to be the character sheet built. Ben Goldman 21. Just Ben Goldman. So at this point, the character sheet is, like, built and ready to go. I can click these to roll them. So you'll see it rolls my 3 die, it removes the correct thing, and then it adds the bonus. So my investigate, I should be doing, fairly well. Empathy should be doing fairly well. So, yeah, that is how you build a character. And I'm looking forward to seeing what kinds of characters you guys make and hearing about what they might get up to. So thank you all for watching, and have a great day.
All right, thank you, Ben. And let's go ahead and real quick.
Moonshine, and today we are going to be going over combat. We've got a quick little scenario here. These 2 guys have had a little argument, and it has come to blows. The gentleman with the hat has raised his fists, ready to punch. His punches do 4 damage. This is because the damage of a punch is 1 plus his dots of force, which he's got 1 of, and then another 2 for having his 2nd dot in knuckles. Whereas this guy is going to have a switchblade. Knives deal 2 damage plus guile. And he doesn't have his 2nd dot, so he doesn't get a damage boost. So this guy does 3 damage with his knife, and our gentleman with the hat does 4 damage with his punch. So we are going to start things off with a force roll. So our puncher gets a 12. Is not going to spend energy. Our stabber is probably going to spend 1 energy no matter what here. Going first is pretty important. 12, and he did declare that he was going to spend that energy. So he's down to 3 energy, but with a 15 gets to go first. You'll see health is quite low. 5 and 6 health, and when damages here are 3 and 4, turn order is very important. Often one of the best ways you can spend energy is to go earlier in combat. So he's going to start with stabbing. Making an attack with a weapon is the same as making an attack with any other skill. You just click it, or if you're playing physically, roll your dice, and you use your knives skill or your knuckles skill. So he's going to roll knives, and this is an opposed roll, and our puncher is going to roll deflect. So a 22, that's a very good result. He's not going to spend any energy to make that better. And then a deflect roll is a 5, and he doesn't know yet that a 22 has been rolled. However, he's pretty sure a 5 isn't going to make things better. All right, so 3 damage is what is on the table here. Next, the guy who got stabbed is going to roll resilience. He does get a +2 bonus because he has 1 dot of deflect and attempted to deflect. So we're going to add 2 to whatever this result is. Okay, 12, that is a 14, and he'll actually burn 1 energy to get that above 15. So he's down to 2 energy now. Resilience is just table-based, so if you get a 10 on resilience, you reduce the damage by 1, 15 by 2, 20 by 3, 25 by 4. So him knowing his targets, he wants to reduce it by 2, so he gets stabbed and takes 1 damage. And he can only take a few of those. And that was a really good resilience roll from him, so it won't always go that way. Next, he is going to take his turn and try to punch. The stabber is going to attempt to evade, because he doesn't have any dots in deflect. So a 15. Going to 0 energy is really rough. I think he wants to get the initiative back. Like, he wants to, not be the only one bloodied here. So he is going to spend 1 more energy to make that an 18. This is risky because if you get to 0 energy, you take a -5 on all rolls. So he is taking a risk with, his second to last energy. Basically, if you spend this last energy, you want it to end whatever is happening so that you can go to bed. Alright, so then an evade roll is a 9. Again, he's just going to assume that won't be enough, especially with an energy spent on the other side. So he's just going to get punched. So 4 damage. He's going to roll resilience and get a 17. He's going to burn another energy to make that into a 20. So that's 3 damage reduction. So they both have taken 1 damage in the first round of combat. Our stabber is going to go ahead and just stab again. Again, opposed by deflect. So a 26. Oh my god, this guy's rolling well. And the deflection, not going to beat it. Not going to spend his last energy. And then he's going to roll resilience. And he gets a 5. That is no damage reduced. Even spending his energy wouldn't help. That would get it to a 10 because he still has his +2 from deflect. So that is 3 more damage. Alright. Something that is important about Moonshine is that most people do not want to die. Most people would prefer to not get killed. So, this guy is going to probably attempt to run away. He doesn't have very good, speech rolls to try and talk his way out. I think he is going to just run away here because he doesn't want to die. He is going to move towards the exit, which is probably somewhere. And then he is going to attempt a sneak roll. And to see if he can, get lost in the crowd, we'll say. All right, so a 16 on his sneak. This is opposed by passive notice. This guy, he's got 1 dot of notice and 3 focus. The way you do passives is it's just +3 for each dot. So that'd be 3 + 3 is 6. So he does not actively notice. Or passively notice. So that is it for the hat guy's turn. Our stabber will roll notice just to see if he can find him actively. 20. He does see. He is also a little hurt and low on energy, and probably has made his point. I don't think he's gonna chase. This is just a tiff. This is not a hit. So I think in the end, this guy will probably also leave a little bit later because he did stab someone, which is not highly appropriate, and he doesn't have moxie to get away with it. And this guy will get home and spend the next several days recovering. Health recovery is very slow. You recover 1 health every day where you didn't take damage. So he's going to wake up tomorrow at 2 health, and if he just takes it easy, doesn't get into any more fights, he'll get 1 health back every day after that. You can see a doctor, someone with the medicine skill, to help go a little bit faster. That's another +1 per day. And hypnotist can also put you into a little healing trance. So that is combat. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in to that. We're going to head into our Q&A here momentarily. Just pulling up the Kickstarter itself so we have something pretty to look at. And setting up one more little scene here. Here, let's see. Add existing. There we go. Discord chat. Okay. My cat in the background. Yeah, and it looks like Ben and Chris are hanging out in the guest channel, so I'll go ahead and hop in. And hello. I think you all should be able to hear me.
Yeah, I just needed to mute the tab the stream is in because I suddenly had time distortion happening.
No, that's okay.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, welcome. Yeah, and thank you everyone for watching and enjoying. What did y'all think? Any of you in chat who are hanging out? And also, what did you two think watching back through that? Because I was definitely very struck by how fun it was and how much I'm looking forward to playing more when we have the time.
Yeah. That ever elusive resource.
Right.
Yes. I'll definitely have more time once the Kickstarter is done, and then a lot of that time will be spent on actually putting finishing touches on it and then getting it out to the people, which I'm super excited about. I mean, at the end of the day, I just want people playing the game.
Right. And we are very close. We have a handful of days, and I know, Ben, you've been crunching the numbers, and we're doing good. Like, we're on good track here to get this done.
We're on track to fund. Yeah.
Yeah. But so, word of mouth definitely helps. Stuff like the stream definitely helps. Yeah, so...
You and I've been working on the system.
Of course, Chris, please, yes.
You and I've been working on the system since, what, 2014? Is when
I went back into the design. I went back into the design document today, and yeah, it was 2014 is when that document was first made. I wouldn't say it's been a decade of focused work on it, but I definitely, every few years would pop back into it and tinker, and then probably as of 2023 started like actually really seriously developing it and, spending considerable time, getting it to where it is now.
Yeah, that's when I started writing bits for modules and stuff.
Mhm.
And that's also around the time that you started DMing professionally too, right, Ben?
Yes. Yeah. That, I guess, yeah, that's been going on for a few years now, which is crazy. Um, it's been a really interesting experience. Lots of really cool people, and lots, I feel like I've learned a lot about DMing in that time and gotten better. And then I think also better at game design, because I firmly believe that DMing, even if you're running out of a book, because frankly you need to make adjustments in those books, just DMing is game design, and I feel like not enough people acknowledge that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because in the end, it's all about making judgment calls and interacting with mechanics of the game and being the device in which players view and interact with the world. So, since you are having to constantly make those calls, you are in concert with the mechanics.
Yeah, and like even just encounter design takes making good varied encounters does not come easily. That takes time and effort and a feel.
Yeah, you gotta get the good mouth feel for the
Oh no.
No,
stuff.
no. So, but you
The
don't.
mouth feel for
No.
design dice.
No
You
Chris
actually don't.
cancelable moments today. But
Oh, I see. It's not socially acceptable to say put dice in your mouth anymore.
anyway. Yeah, but so okay. I think we have some Discord questions that I will look at in a second.
Yeah.
One of my questions though was just like so on the supernatural front. And if this is too much
Mhm.
of a leading question, forgive me. But
Okay.
like was that a way to kind of get like essentially a magic user element into like that kind of aligns with our real world and that era?
A little bit, yeah. I wanted just to put in just a little bit of a supernatural edge. I wanted to keep it fairly subtle. Like, I didn't want it to go all the way to Call of Cthulhu. In part, I feel like Moonshine is a really nice alternative to Call of Cthulhu if you don't want a horror game but want like an intrigue mystery game.
Mm-hmm.
But having a little toe in the supernatural, I think part of that is being inspired by stuff like Twin Peaks, where the supernatural is alluded to, but honestly, you have to go really deep into the show before it's ever like, oh, hey,
Right.
yeah, there's something supernatural
Yeah.
happening here. So I feel like a person living in the line would be in that same situation where like weird stuff happens, but most of it, like you could probably find a rational explanation for it. And part of that is because psychics have to be careful because the U.S. federal military is interested in psychics, and most psychics don't want to get voluntold to join the military.
Exactly. Here, let me beat bop over to the Moonshine Discord, of which there is
Yeah,
one,
just
by
pick,
the
pick
way.
a few of those questions.
Yes, is oh yeah, under Q&A. Good, 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 good. Okay. Wonderful. So HZ has several. Um, let's see, and there were here are some responses later on down. Yeah, so one of them, why did you choose this particular time period for this TTRPG?
So I am very interested. I really like history. History teacher was on my short list of potential careers to go into. I think in part because I was always like, history is taught so badly for something so interesting. Um, and when looking through the different eras, I know that like a Renaissance type era was definitely on the table during early development.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, I was like, I feel like there really aren't a lot of games set in this time period. Like the closest is really Call of Cthulhu, and that one is more traditionally set in the 1910s. Like it's sort of during World War One is
Mm.
usually when it's set. So I was like, this is a really interesting time period where a lot is going on socially.
Right.
And I think it's underserved in the TTRPG space.
Brilliant. Yeah, so this one can go to either of you, but Chris also probably has some insights about what the research process was like for writing.
Do you want to take that, Chris?
Sure. For vibe, I think there is a list still in the book about various films to watch and everything like that, so players and GMs themselves can get a kind of feel for everything. But when it comes to specific locations and everything, looking up documentaries, looking up any books or anything on it, trawling Wikipedia's source list to go further into that sort of thing. But when it comes to the real heavy, super in-depth research and the details of that, that's actually the super heavy lifting is done by our lead writer, who is not here at the moment. Uh, Ben, what's your wife's professional writing name?
Meredith Clare.
Thank you. That's done by Meredith Clare.
Brilliant.
And then
So
on my end, it's just
yeah,
like
Ben,
reading
sorry.
about just reading about it. Like, I'd say it's pretty normal like research stuff where gonna start with broad sources and work my way towards narrower ones, trying to dig into it. Really, my main research side is for the city guides, trying to figure out what the identity of these cities are. So like Chicago is incredibly corrupt, with the government and the mob basically intermingling. Like the mob is essentially an arm of the government. In New Orleans, there is such a air of the supernatural that psychics are able to get away with a little bit more there, which eventually leads to like a psychic community getting built up, and the government now watching it but afraid to like actually go in and snatch up psychics who are now part of a community. And obviously, like, this is like fictionalized stuff that's taking the things about these cities to a further extent, but it's just about like trying to figure out like what's the essence of these cities at the time, and then how can I say, hey, if you're running a game in San Francisco, what are you doing, right? What makes
Mhm.
San Francisco different than running it in Chicago? So that's where most of my research has gone.
Yeah, and that was definitely really fun. The voting for the city guides. For people who are maybe newer to the
Tense.
Kickstarter, yeah, there was a bracketing of which ones would be part of the Kickstarter goals. We ended up on what was it again?
San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a matchup between the finals was DC San Francisco,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine because I've lived both those places, so
Perfect.
it should be easy to get a feel for it.
And there are some stretch goals as well. The City Guide to LA at 11,000, City Guide to New York at 12, DC at 13, and Detroit and Toronto at 15.
Yeah,
I'll actually.
we are definitely not on pace for a lot of those. We would need some stuff to sort of go our way, catch a lucky break.
Sure.
Get someone, with a strong community and a large community to be like, oh, this is cool.
Right.
I think as it currently stands, we are likely to fund and maybe get LA unlocked. But yeah, we need some stuff to go our way to get some of the higher stretch goals. And to be honest, again, I keep saying it and I feel annoying for saying it, but the truth is word of mouth is the best tool we have. Like this is like I said, I know it's not gonna happen because it's not how anything works. But like if if every one of the 200 something backers got one person to back, then we would unlock everything tomorrow.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not how things work, but it's really the best tool we have for a project at our scale, which is a tiny indie game made by just a few people without corporate backing.
Yeah. Hey, but it plays really well on Roll20. We had an easy time getting through it.
Amazing.
Let me scroll back to some of the Q&A. I like this question. Yeah, what gaps do you think this fills? And I know we talked about like time period being one of them, but
yeah, I think it fulfills. There's a lot of like low magic medieval settings. Like Dragonbane is a really fun like low magic game, but I feel like for modern stuff, it's either Call of Cthulhu type like high magic where like really weird stuff is happening constantly, or no supernatural element at all. So I feel like this is almost like the modern low magic system, and then also a like sort of mystery pulpy edge rather than going for horror. Not that you couldn't potentially run some horror. There's getting some spooky stuff here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had ghosts.
Yeah.
And canonically, Edith has a phobia of demons, so I feel like that's something that could come into play. And I definitely will play her in future games in any context because
is gullible. So the ghosts, she'll just believe whatever the ghosts tell her.
Exactly.
And nowhere in the medium power does it say the ghosts need to be honest or reliable.
No, but Edith canonically like just believes anything a ghost tells her.
Yep.
Yeah, because clearly knowledge from the beyond, right?
Dead men tell no tales.
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, I have extra backstory stuff that didn't come into play that I'd like to work into her characterization later. Chris, I'm sure you do with Casey. So yeah, we're looking forward to more of that. There's at least one more question. I have at least 2 questions to bring up if you have 2 questions time worth. And this can be a question for any and all of us, but preferably, I guess you two. Which of the psychic abilities were your favorite to include? And I know you have answered as well as Meredith in Discord.
I can answer last.
Yeah.
Chris, do you want to start and then Jordan, then myself?
Sure. My, I guess 2 favorite are suggestion, because you don't want to sell me death sticks a la Obi-Wan Kenobi. Stuck in my mind, and it's very funny to be like, hypnotism style things, despite being an actual psychic power, this being the slightly less one, are always fun to me. But even more so, I love psychometry. I love the concept of being able to hold an object and see its past and completely ruin a DM's suspense thing, because I have that tool in my bag, and I always have to think about it if it's an option in any systems I run, of just like, okay, how can I do any red herrings on this? How can I tell lies of omission via an object? And it's just I like things. I like old physical things in real life, and it would be really cool if I could touch them and be like, yes, this was a tea set that was used by the Ottoman Empire 200 years ago. I don't think the Ottoman Empire was 200 years ago, but anyways.
I can see the things, and that appeals to me. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously having fun with medium already. But other than that, I think it would be interesting to have a mind reader and figure out what exactly to do with that. It does kind of raise the same DM questions or GM questions, right? About like, how do I work around a player that has these kinds of abilities? But yeah, I don't know. And I know clearly psychometry is a huge hit. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, Ben, you.
Psychometry is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that is good with psychometry, my favorite little details, is that while people are very good at, like, we've adapted for recognizing faces, objects have not. So while you can sort of get the style of clothing they're wearing, or some details about aspects of them, faces are impossible to recognize, because objects are just not good at facial recognition. And then in terms of like how, as a DM, to handle mind reading characters, one important thing is that it takes 2 energy to read surface thoughts. So characters just can't go around digging into everyone's brain. They will run out of energy so quickly. So sort of at the time where someone is digging in, it's when they already suspect something. And at that point, frankly, it's fine. If there's a character where I'm like, it would be like really bad if the party got into this guy's head, I would probably just give him the Steal Mind trait and make him aware of the psychic world, so at least they get to actively oppose it. And even that is interesting because the psychic can feel when they get pushed out. So even then, it's like, okay, I don't know what they know, but I know that they know about psychics. So that's sort of like the main 2 mitigating factors. Is you can take important NPCs and just give them good psychic resistance, and then also psychics just cannot afford the energy cost to be reading minds constantly.
And then the dice system, because I remember Selena made like a video talking about the dice system in this game, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so what was your, like, I know you said earlier this morning you still have to kind of think about it, but
Yeah.
did you do any more thinking about that?
Yeah, I did. So what's funny is I thought the dice system was older than it was. For some reason, I thought that was like a very early development of the game, and evidently it was not, because it didn't pop up until like 8 years after the game existed to some extent. Though I actually don't think the game was ever played until the dice system was created. I actually don't know what the intended dice system was before that, but I love D12s. I know for a fact it was a D12 system from the start. I love D12s. I love how they roll. I think 12 is one of my favorite numbers for a variety of reasons, mostly to do with factors. But I think I was probably just trying to find a new way to handle dice rolls. And I know for sure one thing that annoys me a little bit about D20 systems is they give a flat distribution, so that is to say you are as likely to roll a 10 as you are to roll a 20 as you are to roll a 1. Like, you have even odds across all results, and that's not how anything works in reality. In reality, we have a normal distribution where you are more likely to get results sort of clustered in the middle than you are to do extremely well or extremely poorly. So I knew, and modeling that with dice is very easy. You just need more than 1. You just need 2 dice. So I knew I wanted to do that. And then I probably just sort of like was messing around with dice and stumbled on like, oh, this is cool. You can remove different dice from the pool. And then I was probably like, what does that do? And then I made some graphs and was like, okay, it gives, it makes this curve into that curve into this curve. And then after playing with it for a little, it was like, okay, this is cool. It is pretty quick to pick up. Takes players just a few rolls to be like, okay, I get what's going on. You're removing one of the 3 dice depending on your skill. And you get to keep better and better dice as you get better at the skill itself. And one thing I love about it is that you get a you always see what could have been in a way that's more visceral. Like, yes, in D&D you can be like, oh man, if my skill was 5 higher, I would have 5 more. But like it's really visceral when you have your when you have 1 dot and you're throwing away every 12 you roll. And you're just like, okay, next time I get experience, I'm gonna upgrade this to 2, and I'm gonna get to keep my goddamn 12s. And then at 3 dots, you get to keep the 12s. You're throwing away 1s and 2s. You like feel the progression very viscerally.
Brilliant. So again, we've got, we're just about 85% of the way there. 4 days left to go. On track to at least fund, but let's make sure that happens by, tell your friends, go tell your Discords.
Yep. And it doesn't show followers. I'm not sure why it doesn't publicly show that.
Interesting.
But the campaign has just over 500 people following it.
Nice.
And of those people, about 40 or 440 of them have not backed it yet. That conversion rate is usually around 20-25%.
Okay.
So like those people will all get an email when there are 48 hours left. So that's why there's usually a big spike at the end, is because all of the followers get an email from Kickstarter being like, hey, this campaign that you like wishlisted basically is about to end. And I think especially with it being so close to funding, I think a lot of people will want to help push it over the edge, hopefully, to see like, oh, this like actually does need me. So like I said, I think all of my math has indicated that if we are at 8,500 going into the last 48 hours, we should be fine, and we should get there in the next 2 days. Like the next 2 days, we should be able to bring in $94.
Brilliant.
It would have to be a really slow weekend.
Yeah.
Which could happen, but then it's all about just
and it's Labor Day. People will have some time off to to be doing stuff. But so this project goes all or nothing by Wednesday, September 3rd. For me, it's at just before 7 a.m. Pacific time. That'd be just before 10 a.m. Eastern time. And then if this funds, looking at fulfillment in March 2026 is what you were saying?
For the physical book, it'll be March. For the PDF, which, even if you back for a physical book, you will get the PDF delivered at the same time as all the digital backers. That's going to be December. But then, have to take into account the time to print and the time to ship. So that's why there's another 3 months before the physical delivery after that. And then basically the December delivery is the core book and the Chicago guide. And then basically every 3 months after that will be another city guide. So it'll be, Atlantic City in March, and then New Orleans in July, and then San Francisco in September. If we continue to unlock more of the stretch goal ones, then it would be like LA in December 2026. New York in, I guess not 20, New York in March 2027. So it'd be like every 3 months you get a cool new city guide
Gotcha.
until they're
Yeah,
all
keep
delivered.
going to DC and then Detroit and Toronto and so on.
Yep.
Cool. Okie dokie. Well, hey, this has been wonderful. Chris, did you have any parting thoughts you wanted to share with us too?
I'd have a question for Ben.
Uh-oh. Yes.
If you fiddled with any of the psychic stuff to add something, what would you add? Because I have an answer for what I would add.
Yeah, well, so when looking through the old stuff, we had some interesting abilities that are no longer in it. We had precognition, which I understand why I got rid of it. That's just such a mess. Any future sight is an absolute mess in the context of a tabletop RPG, because like now you're on rails towards that thing, maybe, or seeing it changes it, in which case it's useless. We had Terrify, which is kind of fun, where it was like sort of like it would at low ranks make people just unnerved by you, and at higher ranks make people like flee. I think that would probably be, if I wanted to add a sixth, the one I would add, but sort of suggestion handles that. Like you could suggest someone to run away from you.
Right.
And presence, which is a non-psychic ability, can make someone just sort of nervous about you. So
Aura farming.
Yeah. Precisely. Presence is great for aura farming. Which one would you add, Chris?
I would have the ability to speak to animals. Let me talk to crows. Let me be a crazy crow lady.
I mean, you can talk to animals. Just getting them to talk back is the problem.
That's the thing. I would like to have a conversation.
Yeah, I never know what to do with that in games. Like in D&D it gets crazier. With like talk with plants. I'm like, I just don't think the tree's gonna have anything interesting to say. It doesn't have a nervous system. Like it's not. And so like the same as like if you talk to a squirrel, like is the squirrel really going to be able to give you useful information, or is the squirrel going to sort of not really even cohere? I don't know. So I also
That's
think
true.
In an urban environment game, it would just come up not that frequently.
Right.
Mm.
Like house
Talk
cats.
to pigeons.
Like, hey, did you see the murder?
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, that'd be cool.
I know your Discord mentioned something about find traps spells, so
Yeah.
maybe there's that one. But
yeah, well, yeah, because it doesn't find traps.
Yeah.
It's a spell called Find Traps that doesn't find traps. And anytime a new player is playing and goes, "Hey, this sounds like a useful spell, I'm going to take it," I have to be like, "Don't take it. It doesn't do what it says, nor does it
change
do
your mind.
anything."
Change your mind.
Do something else.
Brilliant. Well, I will let you two go. And thank you all for hanging out.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for making this, and fingers crossed. And
Yes.
again, tell your friends, tell your cats if you speak with animals. And yeah, for the people in chat, I'm gonna go right over somewhere else, and that'll be that. Bye. Oh, I did want to say that I will be away on a family vacation for like the next week. So I will not be streaming. I will be around to check Discord and such, but yeah, just letting y'all know that I won't be able to play games with y'all. So I'm gonna go look for a TTRPG stream. Here, let's see. Tabletop RPGs. Who else is doing? Oh, Mod's on. All right. Bye, everyone. See y'all in about a week.